You're cared for. Teammates Mentoring. Teammates Mentoring invites you to join the team, be a mentor. Learn more at teammates.org. And by Faith Regional Health Services. When you need exemplary care, have faith.
The schedule makers knew what they were doing when they put this one together. A regular season finale that will have a state championship atmosphere in Class C2. Hello, everyone, and welcome to high school football on News Channel Nebraska. Alongside Lou Siefker, I'm Eric McKay, and our Nebraska Public Power District matchup of the week, number 1 Cedar Catholic against number 3 Norfolk Catholic. NPPD always there when you need them. Lou, I don't know. I don't think we have to say anything else. It's number 1 versus number 3, Cedar Catholic, Norfolk Catholic. This is going to be so much fun.
Well, undefeated number 1 in Cedar Catholic, 3-time defending state champion Norfolk Catholic. You know, a lot of people, I think, who see this game, you think Cedar Catholic looks like it's their year, and it may be their year, but Norfolk Catholic, do you bet against those guys? I mean, all they do is win. This is going to be a very interesting and very fun football game.
Norfolk Catholic coming off of a scare against Battle Creek that you saw right here on NCN. Cedar Catholic did not play. Might take a little while to shake that rust off. Who knows? We'll talk about some of the players who no doubt don't have any rust. Next in our pregame show, you're watching News Channel Nebraska.
It's time to get in the game. When you team up with teammates, you don't need pads or a playbook. 1 hour a week can encourage a student in your community to win in school and in life. Hundreds of young people are waiting for a mentor to show up and build their confidence, character, and hope for the future. Be the teammate every young person deserves. Clock is ticking. Sign up at teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
Welcome back to the pregame show on News Channel Nebraska. Getting set for third-ranked Norfolk Catholic, playing host to first-ranked Cedar Catholic. Cedar Catholic Trojans, unbeaten, trying to wrap up what might be their first unbeaten regular season in school history. They've had some injuries, including their star running back. He's missed a couple of games. He's been quiet over the last few, but tonight, I have a feeling Brighton Whitmire is going to make his presence felt in a big way.
Well, maybe a fortunate thing. I mean, you don't want your best player to get hurt, but hasn't played much, hasn't had a lot of carries. But you got to believe he's fresh and ready to go. That's a good thing for Cedar Catholic, a bad thing for everybody else, right? But Whitmire's a guy that can not only run between the tackles, but he's a big play guy, and I think he'll be very important. He's going to get a lot of touches here tonight.
Only 300 yards plus rushing. He's only carried the ball 7 times in the month of October. Meanwhile, Norfolk Catholic, you saw it last week. Their rushing attack was held to their lowest amount this season. Good thing you've got a senior quarterback who might be one of the best in the state in Callan Marshall.
Love Callan Marshall. I love his game. He's that experienced quarterback that when Norfolk Catholic has a guy like him, they just win. Well, they win championships all the time, but when they have a guy like him, they're more likely to win a championship. His feet, I think, are a big thing tonight. Even though he's a good thrower, he's a guy that can make plays with his feet, keep that defense honest, and when he rolls out, it seems like he's even more accurate. Throws really well on the run out of that pocket. For Cedar Catholic to win this game, you've got to keep him in that pocket and put a lot of pressure on him.
Last week had a season-high 213 yards passing in their 2-point victory over Battle Creek. 2 coaches that between them have won over 650 games. Our third member of our broadcast crew, Kalen Devin, got their thoughts. You'll hear from him next. You're watching the pregame show on News Channel Nebraska.
For people who struggle with day-to-day activities, an occupational therapist can help them get back to normal. Let's speak with an occupational therapist from Faith Regional. I'm joined now by Ann Zimmerman, an occupational therapist with Faith Regional Health Services. And I think we start at the beginning. What is an occupational therapist?
You bet. An occupational therapist is essentially somebody who works with anybody who's had any sort of illness, surgery, hospitalization, and they really need to regain those skills that they need to be able to go back home again, safely live on their own or with family.
What are some of the themes that work across the board that people are trying to improve on?
For occupational therapists, we're really focused in on those everyday tasks that people do. So if you think about it, after somebody has a surgery or is in the hospital for a period of time, they need to learn how to get dressed on their own again, shower on their own again, cook, clean, laundry, even if they're caring for a child, anything like that. So it's all those tasks that we're really working on them being able to do, again, to improve their quality of life and to achieve those goals.
Now, mentally, how do they handle these situations, things they've been able to do forever, but all of a sudden can't? That has to be hard.
We really try to focus also on that, the emotional, psychological aspect of it, and really give them a lot of good feedback as they're coming along, and really involve them in goal setting too. What are the things that you want to be able to do to go home and live independently again, and really honing in and focusing on that. Also, a big piece of that is education, letting them know that this is why we're doing this certain activities. It's really explaining to the patient why we're doing certain tasks so that they can relate those to their goals.
What do your patients tell you when they're able to achieve goals? What's that like for them?
It's pretty amazing for them to be able to return back home and be able to be within that environment that they feel most comfortable. So it's extremely gratifying. I love what I do. I'm very gifted and blessed to be able to help these individuals return back to living on their own and being able to it's a quality of life thing for them, just to be able to do those things that they want to do on a daily basis.
Ann, thank you so much for joining us today.
You bet. Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome to the pregame show on News Channel Nebraska. Kalen Deppen along with head coach of the Norfolk Catholic Knights, Jeff Beller. Coach, we made it to the end of the regular season. What are your thoughts on getting here? Does it just go by faster each and every year?
Well, it does. It goes, especially when you age. Yeah, it goes by really fast. But I think we've gotten a little better every game, and I think that's what you're always after. We lost our first game of the season against Bishop Neumann, who was a really good football team, and got a little better, and really have had some great games along the way. And now we face Hartington Cedar Catholic that does not have a loss, so this will be a big challenge tonight.
Right, and absolutely. After coming off of a performance where you gave up 250 rushing yards to Battle Creek after that week where you were supposed to play Oakland Craig, didn't play that game, what was it like having the week off and then having to get thrust into action again?
Well, I think we were a little sloppy last week, but again, I think Battle Creek played a good football game against us, and our kids stayed in the battle anyway, and we were able to win the games. I think that's what you're always after, just trying to get a W, but there's little areas we need to work on and try to get better, and usually you get exploited on those areas when you face somebody really good. So we'll see tonight. We know we've got a big challenge tonight, and we just preached all week to our kids about trying to play well.
Norfolk Catholic and Cedar Catholic seem to play each other at the end of the season, the last few seasons now. It's always a very competitive game. What are your thoughts on heading into tonight and some of the keys that you've got to beat the Trojans?
Well, they're awfully good, so you're right. We kind of saw this one coming. They've got a lot of good kids, and really have played well all year long. I think for us to be successful tonight, we'll have to really take care of the football. Offensively, we won't be able to turn it over at all. I think defensively, we'll need to tackle well, and that's been kind of an area that we've tried to grow into and tried to get better, and we better be on top of that tonight because they got awfully good people carrying the ball and big people up front. And then they're good in special teams play, and we've been good in special teams play, so you try to win some field position through special teams play. Hopefully we can do that tonight, but again, it won't be easy because they're solid in all aspects of the game. I don't think you get to 8-0 and not be, so we know we've got a big challenge.
Will be a challenge, but we'll be a really fun game tonight, Coach Beller.
Well, we feel good about it. I told our guys that there's bigger games than tonight. Now, people might not understand that, but postseason play is bigger because if you play poorly in the postseason, you put your stuff away and you're done. So we understand that, and hopefully we'll get better tonight, and they'll get better, and then we'll see what happens and who we play next week. So that's kind of where we're at.
Awesome. Head Coach Jeff Beller of the Norfolk Catholic Knights. Good luck today.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Got more of the pregame show coming up next on News Channel Nebraska.
At Security Bank, we believe that growing a strong community starts here. We're committed to more than just financial services. We're committed to you. Whether you're planting seed for the next big crop or building a family legacy, we're here to help you grow. From operating loans to community events, we're more than a bank. We're your neighbors, your partners, and your biggest supporters. Security Bank, located in Laurel, Allen, Osmond, Hartington, and Coleridge. My kind of bank, proudly serving your community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back with more of the pregame show on News Channel Nebraska here with head coach of the Cedar Catholic Trojans, Chad Cotto. Coach, great season so far, 8-0 to this point in the season. From what we can tell, Cedar Catholic has never finished unbeaten. Is that something on your mind right now, or you're not really focused on that?
No, not at all. We're just trying to work every day, stay healthy, just keep our kids focused. They've been, with our senior leadership, they haven't had a day where they haven't been. So, we're just trying to get better each and every day. And, we talk a lot about every week, just be a little better than we were the previous week.
When you get to a point in the season like this and you still haven't lost a game and you're playing against a really good team in Norfolk Catholic, does it just raise the bar a little bit, or how are you guys feeling coming into this matchup?
Oh, I think so. It does for us, for sure. They've beaten us, the last few years. I think it's been about 7 years since we've beaten them. So I know, our kids are going to play hard. They've been looking forward to this. Had the off week last week. So we kind of spent 2 weeks, working on ourselves and getting prepared for tonight. So I know they're ready to go.
Is there any concern for you from last week having that Oakland Craig spot where there was no actual game on a Friday night and then working to prepare but not having that actual game?
Yeah, exactly. You just hope you come on, you execute early, that it doesn't have an effect on the way you play. We did some live work last week, but we'd also reduced our practice time just to try to get legs back and get some guys healthy. So, hopefully we took the right approach. I guess we'll find out tonight.
What are some of the keys when it comes to playing a team like Norfolk Catholic tonight?
Well, you got to be disciplined. They're not going to beat themselves, so hopefully you can somehow win the turnover battle and just not make a bunch of mistakes and, keep yourselves in it throughout. We talk to our kids, we got to be the more physical team, and if we do that and play with discipline, we like to think good things will happen for us.
It's head coach Chad Cotto of the Cedar Catholic Trojans. Coach, good luck tonight.
All right, thank you. Thanks for being here.
More of the News Channel Nebraska pregame shows coming up next, and kickoff on the way.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The yellow jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
With 2 board-certified physicians, Dr. Charles Harper and Dr. Alan Spanel offers a high level of expertise in internal medicine. If you're over age 18 and ready to find a trusted physician who will be with you throughout your years, Dr. Harper and Dr. Spanel are ready to provide you with the medical care you need. Whether you are healthy or have several medical conditions, as internal medicine physicians, they provide the care you need. Yankton Medical Clinic, Norfolk location offers so much care so close to home.
At the racetrack or the rat race around town, fuel matters. Here, customers can expect the highest quality fuel that they deserve.
Well, it's no secret tonight that this is one of the best games in the state. Norfolk Catholic, Cedar Catholic, number 1, number 3. Going to be a ton of fun tonight. But one of the things to really look at is that this is the final game of the regular season. Post-season rankings matter in a big way. Currently, Cedar Catholic is the number 1 overall seed in the power points. If they win tonight, they'll hold that ranking. But if they lose to Norfolk Catholic, they'll drop to around the 4 or 5 seed. Would be in a tie with Lincoln Lutheran if everything goes as it should. Football can get wild. You never know what can happen. Norfolk Catholic currently the 4 seed. If they win, they can move up all the way to the 2 seed. With a loss, the Knights could drop to around the 6 seed, but both teams will be hosting regardless. It is a top battle in the state of Nebraska. Some big matchups to watch out for. Let's get back to the field with Eric and Lou.
Thank you, Caitlin. Yeah, and there are a lot of scores. We're going to be a lot of scoreboard watching tonight. We'll have the scores for you. We'll have our ticker going at halftime. We'll keep our eye on the C2, C1, and Class B scores that might affect the bracket in Class C2. But all these two teams can do is deal with the team in front of them. As you see, Cedar Catholic, the Trojans, trying to finish unbeaten, I believe, for the first time in a regular season in school history, at least as far back as I could tell, going back to the 90s. They are about to make their 7th playoff trip in a row, 32nd all time. So these two teams look very similar on television.
Yeah.
Norfolk Catholic, as you see their school spotlight as we get set for the kickoff, Norfolk Catholic will be in their home reds. So if it's a red jersey, it's Norfolk Catholic. If it's a white jersey, it's Cedar Catholic. And we are underway. It is Cedar Catholic in the end zone for a touchback, and they will have it 1st and 10 from the 20. Let's talk starting lineups in this game, brought to you by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. As you see, Cedar Catholic, we talked about Whitmire, only 32 rushing yards the last time they played against Ponca 2 weeks ago. Brady Hochstein has really stepped up, their leading rusher. He's also their leading tackler defensively, might be their best all-around player. We'll get you Norfolk Catholic's defensive starters, including a major change after this first down play. It is 1st and 10 from the 20 for Cedar Catholic. The pitch outside, and it's Whitmire, and he's got room, diving forward across the 25 to the 28-yard line. Solid gain for Cedar Catholic. All right, Norfolk Catholic, Gage Yostin is not suited up tonight. He was questionable coming into this week, got banged up a little bit more last week against Battle Creek. They will not have his services. I expect to see a lot more Blake Flood on offense. Lou, I think they'll miss him more on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, he's a player, a good player on both sides of the ball. I agree with you. Now, first down here for Cedar Catholic. But, just watching him down here, you wonder if this was a playoff game, would he be out there? This might be one of those where, we want to win this game, certainly, but we don't want to risk you for the rest of the playoffs if, get hurt again.
So much strategy that goes into it on the part of head coach Jeff Beller of Norfolk Catholic. Whitmire splitting in motion to the left. Again, he missed 2 games in the middle of the season with injury. Out of the backfield, this pass caught. This is Booker Hochstein. I had to make sure I had the right Hochstein. There are 6 Hochsteins on this roster. He gets 16 and a first down for Cedar Catholic.
You say Hochstein pretty much every time, and you'll be right at least about 75% of it. But another first down, a good drive here early, a couple of plays, but big gains here for the Trojans.
From midfield. That's Grady Haber, the sophomore at quarterback. He hands off Whitmire. And Louis, when I was talking to Coach Chad Cotto this week, he said that they have an embarrassment of riches along the line. In his view, most of their backups could probably start for a lot of other teams in Class C2.
Wow, that's scary. That's very good for if you're Cedar Catholic, though, to have that much talent available to you.
2nd down 5 in Norfolk Catholic territory for the first time, and the Knights trying to change that. Breaking through the line, Manny Sanchez, the sophomore, with the TFL. Loss of a couple, it'll be 3rd down and 7.
Well, as it is often the case with both teams like this, first down is big. You try to win first down, but you don't want to lose yardage on 2nd down. Now that sets up that long yardage situation. Whoever can put the other team in those long yardage situations the most tonight likely wins this football game.
3rd down and 7. Haber sending Whitmire in motion. Empty backfield on 3rd down. Here come the Knights. Haber on the rollout. He's going to try to scramble for it. Won't get there. And it's decision time for Coach Chad Cotto as it's 4th down and 5 from the 45-yard line after a gain of 2.
It looks like Cedar Catholic's going to punt. I think that's a great decision. Why? Because you have a great defense.
Yes.
Your defense has only given up about 8 points a ball game this season. No reason to risk it here and give Norfolk Catholic a good field position. You punt the ball, play field position, and you can do that when you have a defense like the Trojans have this season.
And their sophomore, Micah Cotto, one of the best punters in the state, just shy of 44 yards per punt coming into tonight. Oh, Norfolk Catholic almost gave him a free 5. Cotto gets a good punt away. It will be fielded at the 14-yard line, stacked up, and out to about the 18-yard line. So Norfolk Catholic will take over. 1st and 10, trying to score on Cedar Catholic. If they do, they will be the first team this month to score a point on Cedar Catholic. 10 straight shutout quarters. Again, they didn't play last week, but that is incredible. They have allowed the 2nd fewest points in Class C2. Only Grand Island Central Catholic has allowed fewer.
I saw the Oakland Craig score. It was a 1-0. That must have been a heck of a game there.
Just the late rouge.
Yeah.
1st and 10 now, Norfolk Catholic, as we see the senior, Callan Marshall. Again, no Gage Yostin at fullback. They give instead to the wingback, and he's got some room around the outside. Good solid gain for Will Brockhouse. Lou Brockhouse has been kind of a do-it-all guy as a wing and wide receiver for them. Gets 7 there. Had that big touchdown before the end of the first half against Battle Creek last week.
Yeah, Brockhouse has really come on here this season and been a weapon for this Norfolk Catholic team. You know, you think about Cedar Catholic, and Coach Cato mentioned that Norfolk Catholic's kind of owned them lately. Of the last 9 times they've played, Norfolk Catholic has won 8 of those. The only time that Cedar Catholic won was in 2019.
Now on second down, not much up the middle. Oh, bouncing outside and still going. It's Timmerman. He broke out of the pile and has the first down. Bodie Hochstein tracked him down at midfield, but Timmerman backs out and gets 25.
Well, nothing going up the middle, but Timmerman breaks the tackle, gets away when it looked like I think that was Cush there, Baller there that thought that play was over. And next thing you know, Timmerman breaks out of there.
Timmerman, someone who's dealt with some health issues as well, looked pretty healthy there. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, 1st and 10 from midfield for Norfolk Catholic. Flood flaring out of the backfield. He'll be a blocker, but Cedar Catholic all over this. Wow. My goodness. They got it to Clayton Rotherham, and he was brought down immediately. A loss on the play. It'll be 2nd and 13.
What a fantastic tackle. And doing that in space here.
That looks like that was Brighton Whitmire, who is a very good defensive back as well. You saw the replay brought to you by Meade Lumber, making you feel at home from design to finish. Also by Madison County Bank, here to help you grow. 2nd down 13 now for Norfolk Catholic. They flip the formation. 3 receivers now to the bottom of your screen. Marshall on the rollout. Pass. Ooh, did he get down with it? No, out of bounds, say the officials on the near side. Good attempt by James Landman, the sophomore. Had a nice game against Battle Creek last week. Can't haul that one in. And it's 3rd and long for Norfolk Catholic.
I think Norfolk Catholic likes their sophomore class. Landman with a great effort there on the boundary. Nearly came up with that catch.
That's the first incompletion, by the way, thrown by Callan Marshall since the 2nd quarter of the Battle Creek game. He completed his last 9 passes in that victory over the Braves.
There's a 3rd and long situation this time for Norfolk Catholic. We'll monitor that and see who's able to do the best in those situations tonight.
On play action, the rollout, they want to misdirect near side. Cedar Catholic was all over it. Brought down in the backfield is Brockhouse. That's a loss of 7, and Norfolk Catholic going to have to punt.
And Mike Cicado there with a great tackle. You know, both these teams have such good playmakers. You've got to be able to tackle well in space in games like this. And if it wasn't Cicado, he had some friends there. Talk about reading that play well. I think Trojans might have had Norfolk Catholic's playbook on that one. They read that one perfectly.
Here's a weird stat line. Callan Marshall, 2 of 3 passing for negative 10 yards. Flag comes in. I think Norfolk Catholic might be moving a little farther back. Yeah, false start will be called. So first penalty of the game goes against Norfolk Catholic. Coach Cotto and Coach Beller both brought it up. Special teams, Lou, going to be huge in this game. Yeah. We've got 2 very good punters in Timmerman and Cotto. And honestly, 2 pretty good kickers as well in Edwin Allercone and Jared Reuter.
I saw Allercone last week just absolutely punishing the football on some of those kicks.
Left-footed punt fielded at the 34-yard line. Whitmire on the bounce out, has some room to the outside. There he goes. Brighton Whitmire down the far sideline, still on his feet, now driven out of bounds at the 20-yard line where Hartington Cedar Catholic will have it 1st and 10. Boy, do they like having Brighton Whitmire back.
Yeah, we talked about him carrying the football at the line of scrimmage. We didn't talk about his ability on special teams, and that was a perfect punt to return. It was a line drive, very quick, and did not allow the defense to get down there, and they blocked it well. Whitmire is an absolute game breaker anytime he touches the football.
Did have a kick return for a touchdown last year. Now 1st and 10 Cedar Catholic from the Norfolk Catholic 21-yard line. Both defenses flexing their muscles early on. Power I formation behind Haberer. Shift to fullback in motion. And we'll hand off to the deep back. That's Hochstein. Has room. He's gone. Touchdown. I mean, a huge hole open up off the right side, and Cedar Catholic strikes first.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Eric. Watch this this hole develop there. Hochstein squeezes right through that, no problem at all. Brady Hochstein for the touchdown. And, we talked about it. Norfolk Catholic gave up over 250 yards rushing to Battle Creek. That could be a bad omen in this ball game when you've got a team like Cedar Catholic that runs the ball as well as they do. You saw it there, great offensive line play, making it easy for Hochstein.
Hochstein's been the guy who stepped up in Whitmire's absence. That's his 10th rushing touchdown this season. Now Reuter's extra point is blocked. Breaking through was big Leighton Burbach. That 6'8" frame keeps it a 6-point game. It is 6-0. Cedar Catholic with the lead. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Hi, I'm Brett Wiedenfeld, Chief Financial Officer and Ag Lender at the Bank of Hartington. And I'm also a Northeast Nebraska pork producer. At the Bank of Hartington, we have the tools and knowledge to help your operation grow. We understand the challenges facing our producers and are eager to assist with all the financial needs of your farm. We understand the challenges because our ag lenders have true ag experience.
Well, it helps to have a defensive lineman that is 6'8", and Leighton Burbach, he didn't even have to jump, I don't think. Once he gets those hands up, that's about 9 feet up, so he was able to block that kick. You'll see it there.
That reminds me, I think King Kong is on tonight.
Now, he swatted that out of the air like a plane on the Empire State Building. But Cedar Catholic, they take advantage of the great return. 21-yard touchdown run, and they've got the 6-0 lead. Now it's Norfolk Catholic. Blake Flood out across the 25 at the 26-yard line where Norfolk Catholic will have it 1st and 10. Lou, one thing that stood out to me from Cedar Catholic, Norfolk Catholic tried 2 misdirect pass plays, and the Trojans were not fooled at all.
No.
This is a disciplined bunch on defense.
Well, I think one thing that stood out was what Coach Cotto said about having the senior leadership. These guys have been there, done that. And they feel like this is their year. They feel like this is their time to shine. And, the good football IQ that this team has, and the been there, done that factor, this is a really good football team.
8-3 a year ago, lost in the second round of the C2 playoffs. Marshall on the rollout, undercut it, almost picked off. Bodie Hochstein had a bead on that pass that was intended for Braden Kosh. So a break for Norfolk Catholic. It will be 2nd and 10.
Going back to the history, well, let's watch this replay here. Marshall, there he is, rolling to his right. Does so well, but put that one up for grabs a little bit. Fortunate that one was not intercepted.
Apologies, that was John Hartzell the pass was intended for.
But that touchdown there a moment ago for Cedar Catholic, they've only scored 10 points the last 4 games against Norfolk Catholic, so a rare error there.
Almost a major error for Norfolk Catholic through the hole. Timmerman bobbles it, able to hold on to it in traffic, got about a yard out of it. It'll be 3rd down. Now they'll give him 2. It'll be 3rd down and 8 as Timmerman gets to the 30-yard line. Watch this. Ran into the quarterback and almost lost the football.
Yeah. Boy, that'll make you, have a little heart flutter there if you're a Norfolk Catholic fan seeing that ball in the air there around the line of scrimmage. But another 3rd down and long here, this time 3rd and 8. Norfolk Catholic putting Cedar Catholic putting Norfolk Catholic in bad situation here.
On play action, Marshall, the flare out, Cedar Catholic ready for it again. No room at all. That's Whitmire again in pass coverage. Timmerman caught it, got a yard, that's all. And Norfolk Catholic will have to punt.
Now, Whitmire just a playmaker. I don't care where he's at on the field. Defense, offense, special teams. He is a difference maker. And now if you're Norfolk Catholic, you want to get this punt up a little bit.
Yeah.
Those line drive punts, that just gives you the opportunity to return. Great tackle there by Whitmire. Absolutely nothing doing after the catch.
This punt, another low-line drive. It'll be fielded at the 37. Whitmire coming to the near side. This time Norfolk Catholic better coverage, solid return, really nice open field tackle made. I believe that's Tristan Gudenkoff who brought him down at the 48-yard line. But again, basically half a field for Cedar Catholic with an offensive line that looks pretty good so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Great field position. Defense getting it done. Already had a great special teams play, and the offense did what you have to do when you have those opportunities. They put it in the end zone. Now another good opportunity starting at their own 48. Now going back to the history, what I'm kind of getting at is that sometimes when you've not been able to win games like this, maybe you come out a little tight. I haven't sensed that at all with Cedar Catholic here so far.
They were all business in pregame. I was down on the field, and there was not a lot of chatter, not a lot of talk. They have come ready to go. You see the cutback lane, first down, bowling over defenders in Norfolk Catholic territory is Brady Hochstein, the senior.
Yeah, I love the finish. Watch this strong run. There's another gaping hole for Hochstein. Watch the finish. Make that defensive back coming up to tackle you pay. I love that the physical running game that the Cedar Catholic Trojans have.
That was Danny Collars, the senior, absorbing the impact. Now from the 39. Counterplay. Hochstein, big hole again. First down yardage, Lou. This offensive line is a road grader right now. Hochstein gets 18 more.
Well, one thing that Coach Beller said, kind of there, the little bit of a misdirection play coming back the other way. But one thing that he said is that, if you have some weakness, good teams will exploit that, right? And that's maybe what's going on right now. Cedar Catholic running the ball at will against the Knights.
Again, they gave up 256 yards on the ground against Battle Creek last week. Hochstein, big hole again, this time sealed off as he gets across the 20. Now to about the 16-yard line, but that's a 5-yard gain on first down. That playbook stays wide open.
Yep, win on first down. When you run the football, you've got to have good plays on first down, set yourself up at second and medium, and that the idea is to stay ahead of the chain, so to speak, and give your offense, as you mentioned, a lot of options depending on down and distance.
Now they're flexing those options as they send a couple of backs out wide. Now Whitmire motions into the backfield. It's all window dressing because it's Hochstein straight up the gut. Gets to about the 10, which should be enough, and it is for a first down. First and goal, Cedar Catholic. Brady Hochstein, that's his 6th carry already with 68 yards.
Again, love his physical running ability, like that quick hitter.
Now they'll go to the outside. Here's the Lightning in their pair. Whitmire down to about the 4-yard line. And, Lou, that was kind of the plan coming into this year, was that you'd have Hochstein and Whitmire as this sort of duo. They've kind of, had to do it more by committee. But, Lou, these two, when healthy, might be the best running back tandem in Class C2.
Boy, you show me a better tandem, I'm going to show you a team that probably hasn't lost very many games. That's a great combination. I love the Thunder and Lightning aspect of that. Whitmire, who can really, he's so quick and can take the distance, and love the physical play from Hochstein.
They list Hochstein at 180. That feels like a big 180.
Yeah.
From the 5, counterplay. Whitmire rolling forward over the defenders into the end zone. Touchdown, Cedar Catholic. Brighton Whitmire, his 6th rushing touchdown this season.
They've been running that counterplay to both sides. And that went into the end zone, and that offensive front line for Cedar Catholic has been dominant here in this first quarter. And what a great start. You come on the road if you're Cedar Catholic. You haven't been able to beat Norfolk Catholic in quite a while. You want to play well early. I don't know that Coach Cotto could have scripted a better start to this ball game than it has here so far.
Bad snap. Probably could have scripted that better. Reuter still got it up and good. Great job by the holder, Bodie Hochstein, to get that set up so that Reuter could get it through. And with 1:47 to go in the quarter, 13-0, and it is all offensive line opening the holes, and the running backs knowing what to do with it from there. Cedar Catholic 13, Norfolk Catholic 0. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Security Bank of Laurel, Hardington, Coleridge, Osmond, and Allen. Security Bank, my kind of bank. Member FDIC. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
In our community,
Ashoff Construction of Osmond does it all when it comes to general contracting. From agricultural storage buildings to commercial office buildings, retail warehouses to concrete contracting. The AGI Sentinel buildings help safeguard crops and valuable assets, and Ashoff's professional builders handle the job from the design through the completion of the build. For a free estimate, contact Dylan Price, Scott Pullman, or Brandon Rookie. Call 4.
Boy, there was the kickoff. The ball bounced in front of Blake Flood and just kind of died. He had to scoop it up last minute. Norfolk Catholic fortunate to even have the football here. Able to get it across the 20 to the 21-yard line. But the Knights on their heels a bit. Yeah. The third-ranked Knights down 13-0 in Lou. Cedar Catholic is dominated. Take another look here.
Yeah.
That was very close.
That was near disaster for Norfolk Catholic. Now, we've seen Norfolk Catholic behind before. We see them come back almost all the time. The one thing the biggest problem right now is Norfolk Catholic's getting out physical right now at the point of attack on both sides of the ball. It's going to be tough to come back unless you can meet that physicality.
Norfolk Catholic had that 25-yard run. They're net negative beyond that. But Timmerman's been the guy. He had the 25-yard run. He flexes the physicality out across the 30 to the 33-yard line. That's a 13-yard gain and a first down.
Now, this is where we've seen so many times Norfolk Catholic put together a drive, get back in the ball game. That's a great run there by Timmerman, breaking some tackles. Much needed, positive play for this Knights offense.
Coach Jeff Beller talked to me about, this offensive line. They replaced 4 starters from last year. Has really liked the way they've developed along the line as the season has gone on. From the 33, misdirection. They go end around to Flood, but Cedar Catholic stayed home. Lou, you are not going to fool this Cedar Catholic team. They were ready for it. No gain. It's 2nd and 10.
No, again, IIQ, a lot of experience out there. That spells real positive things for Cedar Catholic, and it has this season. And boy, you're to beat Cedar Catholic, you're gonna have to beat them physically.
Yep.
You're not going to outsmart them. You might get a play or two here, but you've got to meet that physicality. And this team, so far in this first quarter, the Cedar Catholic team has looked the part.
2nd and 10, handoff near side comes Timmerman. Well, he's bowling guys over. He looks to be back to about 100%. Gets out across the 35 to the 39-yard line on a gain of 6. Waning moments of our first quarter, which has been brought to you by Yankton Medical Clinic Norfolk, where they're building a legacy, one patient at a time, one generation at a time. From family practice to expert specialists, they're here for you today and every day. It'll be 3rd down and 4 for Norfolk Catholic when we start the second quarter. The Knights looking for answers. Cedar Catholic changing the questions. They're up 13 after 1. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
In our community, we work hard and stay on the move. But when foot or ankle pain stops you in your tracks, it's time for expert care you can count on. At Faith Regional Physician Services Foot and Ankle, our team includes 4 dedicated providers who provide care for all ages. Because healthy feet and ankles are essential at every stage of life. From everyday issues like bunions or heel pain to the most complex conditions, including total ankle replacements and Charcot-neuroarthropathy, we provide advanced treatments and compassionate care. Our experts are here to help you heal, regain strength, and get back to doing what you love, one confident step at a time. Don't tiptoe around foot health. Step forward with Faith Regional Physician Services Foot and Ankle.
Back at beautiful Veterans Memorial Field in Norfolk. Last week, Norfolk Catholic had 347 yards in their victory over Battle Creek. First quarter, they had 44, and the bulk of that came on a 25-yard run. They are net negative in the passing game right now. Cedar Catholic has been the dominant team in all facets. Big third down here to start the second quarter.
Yeah, really, Norfolk Catholic, I mean, a lot of football left to be played, but you don't want to be giving the ball back to Cedar Catholic right away here.
Marshall looking to the air, caught. Boy, playing in traffic, able to find Timmerman. Had to pass that through the eye of a needle.
Yeah.
Timmerman into Cedar Catholic territory at the 47. That's a gain of 14 and a first down.
Yeah, kind of, you're right. He threaded the needle there. One of the players there, Easton Hochstein, was one of the players that looked like he might have had a shot at that one, but just in between a couple defenders. That's a great pass. And again, a third down, first third down conversion for Norfolk Catholic tonight.
Brady Hochstein had a beat on that one as well. 1st and 10 in Cedar Catholic territory for the second time tonight are the Knights. Direct snap. Oh, what a hit! Out across the 40 to the 39-yard line. Brockhouse, a solid gain, but boy, did he pay for it. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, there's Bodie Hochstein there. That's again, we talk about the physical play, and it doesn't matter what if it's the line of scrimmage or in the second area there, but that's a big-time tackle. That's a physical tackle by Hochstein.
So many what do you call a group? I know like a group of crows is a murder. What's a group of Hochsteins?
I think a murder of Hochstein would be good.
Probably feels like it for their opponent. 2nd and 2 from the 39 on play action. Marshall wants it all, thinking big, came back to the ball. It was underthrown, and James Landman, the sophomore, to the 6-yard line, 1st and goal, Norfolk Catholic after the gain of 33.
Well, that's just a great job by Landman to adjust to an underthrown football. That's tough to do, to come back and kind of slow down and go up in the air and catch it like that. Also had, in that case, Bodie Hochstein was off balance there. Landman made him pay. That was a great play there for Norfolk Catholic in that 1st and goal.
From the 6-yard line. Here's Flood trying to bounce to the outside. Got about a yard to the 5. By the way, no points for Norfolk Catholic in the first quarter. That's 11 straight shutout quarters by this Cedar Catholic defense.
Wow. Yeah, only giving up about 8 points a game total. They did have the most points they had given up this season was Archbishop Bergen. That was a close ball game. That was a 21-20 game.
That would be the number 2 team in the current NCN rankings. 21-20 back in week 3. 2nd and goal from the 5. 3 receivers bunched near the line of scrimmage. Marshall going to the air. Going to just keep it himself. Gets a couple more. That was well covered. Again, you just see the discipline of this Cedar Catholic defense. Easton Hochstein drives him out of bounds after the gain of 3.
That was a smart play by Marshall, too. Another experienced guy is don't force that ball in there. You know, pick up a couple yards and live here for 3rd down as opposed to possibly turning it over.
3rd and goal from the 3. I formation behind Marshall. 2 receivers split to either side. On the ground, up the middle, and in. Touchdown, Norfolk Catholic. Can't keep him down forever. That's Nathan Timmerman's 10th rushing touchdown this season.
Well, how many times have we seen this? Norfolk Catholic, you think maybe they're down and out. Put together a big-time drive. Timmerman with a short run. And that's just that's what Norfolk Catholic's done for years and years and years with, I don't know, get some guy named Beller coaching. They just always find ways to answer. That was a big-time answer for the Knights.
Now here's big Edwin Alarcone. Our kickers in this game combined tipped the scales at 665 or 465, I should say. A big couple of kickers. Extra point is up. It is good. They're not 300-pounders, but they're pretty big. Alarcone gets it to go, and it's 13-7. Norfolk Catholic on the board. You're watching News Channel Nebraska as the Knights get it in on the ground.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. And by Heritage at Fountain Point in Norfolk. Living better.
13-7, Cedar Catholic with the lead on our scoreboard, which is brought to you by Faith Regional Physician Services. When hard work hits you hard, have faith. 3-yard touchdown run by Nathan Termerman, the first point scored against Cedar Catholic in the month of October. And now, can Norfolk Catholic find some answers on defense? There have been none thus far.
You know, last time Norfolk Catholic lost on this field, it was August of 2021.
Coming up to get the kick from the 19-yard line is Whitmire. Bounces to the outside, weaves through traffic. Boy, he is so slippery. Solid return out to the 40-yard line. Great field position once again for Cedar Catholic.
Oh boy, you'll take that. Good kickoff return, great field position. But the last time Cedar Catholic beat Norfolk Catholic was 2019. It was a 34-10 Trojans win. That year, Norfolk Catholic went 3-6.
Yep, that's
like a mirage.
That's the only time, I believe, in the last almost 30 years that Norfolk Catholic missed the playoffs. 1st and 10 from the 40. Hand off to the fullback. It's Hochstein, and he's got a solid gain on first down again. Out across the 40. Oh, ball came out, and they're saying Norfolk Catholic has it. Norfolk Catholic with a fumble recovery. It was Danny Collars, the senior, who came out of the pile with the football.
Wow, big break for Norfolk Catholic. Turnovers, big in football games like this, can really change the dynamics of the game. And now Norfolk Catholic with great field position off the fumble recovery.
So they'll start in Cedar Catholic territory. I believe it was Collars who came out with it. Manny Sanchez was in the pile as well. But either way, Norfolk Catholic 1st and 10. From the 47, the handoff, stretch play, right side across the 45. Out across to about the 43-yard line is Will Brockhouse. Boy, big opportunity here for Norfolk Catholic. Can they take advantage of the turnover?
That turnover is so big. Let's see if we can pick up the fumble here on that play and whether his knee was down or not.
Yeah, hard to tell exactly when the ball comes out. 2nd down and 5. Option play for Norfolk Catholic. Pitch near side, first down. Out across the 40 to the 36-yard line on a gain of 6. That's Will Brockhouse again, moving the sticks for Norfolk Catholic.
Well, I noticed that, Norfolk, we talked about that the first quarter. They were being out-physicaled, I think, rather handily, but now they've mixed up the play calling. You've seen the option play. They've been able to get the ball out in space, and they're getting this Cedar Catholic defense a little off balance right now.
1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Here's Flood, left side, backing his way across the 35. Down to about the 32, so a solid first down gain of about 4. Be 2nd down and 6 upcoming. Boy, Blake Flood has been such an emergent player for Norfolk Catholic. The sophomore stepping in with Gage Yostin hurt earlier this year. Again, no Gage Yostin tonight either for the Knights.
Bunch of good sophomores for Norfolk Catholic. Class C2 goes, come on now.
Yeah, yeah, it's going to be like this for a while, as it has been. Now Marshall on the rollout, has a man, far side, caught inside the 20, down to about the 19-yard line. That is Braden Kosh, his 4th reception of the season. Good for 14 yards and a first down.
Again, mixing it up. And there we go with Marshall. That time rolling to his right. That's a tough throw across his body. And just a great job sitting down in that zone, firing a strike, get the catch off the low throw, which is where that needed to be. And another first down for Norfolk Catholic.
Marshall completed a pass to 7 different receivers last week against Battle Creek. He's completed a pass to 5 already here in the first half. From the 19, 1st and 10. Handoff coming around the outside. Ball's out. Ball came out and Cedar Catholic's got it.
Wow.
They turn it right back over. Fumble recovered by Quinn Hochstein at the 16-yard line.
Well, again, it's a bit cliche, I realize, but turnovers can really change the way the game is, and Norfolk Catholic had a chance to maybe take the lead.
Great view of it here by our camera crew. That ball pops out, and right there for it is Quinn Hochstein, his first fumble recovery this season. So now Norfolk Catholic's defense back out there a bit deflated. They cannot take advantage of the turnover. I formation behind Haber on 1st and 10. Pitch near side, that's Whitmire. Cuts back. Boy, that was great pursuit to the ball by Sanchez. He didn't make the tackle, but he limited that play. Whitmire able to get a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
It looked like he forced that play inside, to where, especially with Whitmire, you want to force him inside. You don't want him getting outside on you, get on that edge, because he can run away from you. So it's a good job by Sanchez to turn that play back inside.
2nd and 8 from the 18-yard line. These teams have gone turnover for turnover in the second quarter. High snap handled. Now it's Whitmire into the hole. He's got some power to him as well. Shows the physicality into Oliver Daniel, the senior, one of the best linebackers in all of Class C2. A gain of about 7. It'll be 3rd and short. Watch this hit.
And that's what I said about Whitmire at the outset, is that he's the guy that can take it to the house, but he'll run between the tackles as well.
Straight ahead goes Haber for the first down. 3rd and short. That's got to be a high percentage play with this offensive line. Haber gets 4 on a quarterback sneak. Not bad.
Yeah, he'll take that. Haber, not a small guy either.
Not at all.
So you can have that oomph on those quarterback sneaks when you got a guy his size out there.
Listed at 200. He's just a sophomore, too. Motion man for Cedar Catholic is Kukta. Counterplay. Whitmire. Try to bounce. Able to squirt between a couple tackles across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It is so rare, Lou, that the first guy who gets to Whitmire is the one who brings him down.
Good running backs. Watch this again on that counter. Another counter play. Whitmire keeps those feet churning. Look at that. After contact, keep those feet churning, keep moving forward. And even though he only got 4 yards, that's about 3 or 4 more than a lot of guys would have gotten after that first contact.
Finished off by Oliver Daniel. Daniel had 13 tackles in that Battle Creek game last week. 2nd and 6. The handoff to the fullback this time, Hochstein. This time the D-line ready for it. Well, I guarantee you that D-line has been challenged. Daniel came up to finish off the play, but you had all kinds of D-linemen in there, including on the end there for Norfolk Catholic. Miles Raymaker, the sophomore. Gain of only a couple. It'll be 3rd and 4.
Yeah, definitely got challenged at that defensive line, but they have risen to the occasion. A big play here for Cedar Catholic.
On 3rd down. Fake. They go to Whitmire out of the backfield. Norfolk Catholic all over it. Knights were ready for the misdirection. No gain. I think that's Gudenkoff that finished off the play. And now Cedar Catholic, they got the turnover, but they have to punt.
Yeah, both teams now have squandered a turnover. Now Norfolk Catholic had the ball in Cedar Catholic territory. That's a great open field tackle. Gudenkoff there with a nice job just to dive and make that tackle. Big play, forcing Cedar Catholic now to punt from their own around their 20-yard line, 25-yard line, and is where the punt will come from.
Landman back deep. Line of scrimmage, the 35. Cotto gets a good leg into this one. High kick. Landman just barely able to hold on to that ball. He did not call for a fair catch.
No.
So you had Easton Hochstein in there. That was almost Cedar Catholic ball.
Yeah.
That ball hit the turf.
Yeah. That was like the first baseman scooping it up off a throw in the dirt.
So a 37-yard punt, no return. Norfolk Catholic fortunate to keep possession. Can they take advantage? 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. They've got all 3 timeouts with 3:55 to go in the half.
Yeah, this could be a big drive here for Norfolk Catholic. Well, after that first quarter, it looked like Cedar Catholic might really control this game. Norfolk Catholic has changed the narrative here in the second quarter. Now, do we have a penalty?
Now, hold everything. There was a flag at the end of that play. It was way behind the play. And they're calling for Coach Chad Cotto. They're calling for the chain gang. I'm not sure what the call is here. Looks like it's against Cedar Catholic, whatever it is. So break for Norfolk Catholic. Well, this looks like some kind of personal foul. This is a 15-yard penalty.
Wow.
They're going to walk this all the way up to the 43-yard line. Oh, they called kick-catch interference there. Wow. So now Norfolk Catholic will have it 1st and 10 from the 43.
Yeah, I wondered about that. I mean, that looked like he did not give him a chance to catch it, but first down, great field position. Norfolk Catholic again with a chance. Get a touchdown, an extra point, take the lead.
From the 43-yard line, short field after the penalty, nothing on first down. Corkscrewed into the field turf. That's Big Will Steffen, the junior, making the play, gain of a yard by Timmerman. It'll be 2nd and 9.
A good first down stop for Cedar Catholic.
This defensive line's so huge for Cedar Catholic. You got Will Steffen at 260, Reuters 230, Mason Taney 270. Gus Lammers rotates in there at 240. These guys are monsters.
Yeah, that is not a Class C2 defensive front.
2nd down and 9. They go right at that big defensive line again. Solid gain. Timmerman out across the 45 to the 48-yard line. Give him 4. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
And much more doable at 3rd and 5 here for Norfolk Catholic. Bit of a stretch play there for Timmerman trying to get outside. Now, first couple of 3rd down situations for Norfolk Catholic in that first quarter. 3rd and 13, 3rd and 8. Since then, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. Now 3rd down and about 5. That's much better, and that's certainly doable for an offense like Norfolk Catholic.
And it's Norfolk Catholic now going to call timeout to set up this 3rd down play. We'll take one as well. 2:39 to go first half. Knights trying to head to the half with the lead. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by the Carpet Shop of Norfolk, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years. And by Bank of Hardington. The Bank of Hardington wishes the best of luck to all area teams this season. Member FDIC.
A truck that's built to handle the toughest tasks. The GMC Sierra 2500 from Woodhouse Buick GMC. With available turbo diesel power, a reinforced frame, and advanced trailering tech. It's heavy-duty capability without compromise. Take advantage of exclusive offers happening now. Visit us in-store or shop online today. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Big 3rd down here, 3rd and 5. Norfolk Catholic trailing the number 1 team in the state, 13-7. Alongside Lou Siefker, Kalen Devitt on the sidelines. I'm Eric McKay. Now, Cedar Catholic, their defense right now does not have Brighton Whitmire. We're told he's kind of limping on the sideline. He's been kind of gutting through an injury, so he is not out there on this 3rd and 5. Power I formation, looking for room up the middle. There is nothing there. Stacked up, driven down by about half the Cedar Catholic Trojan defense. Got to midfield, that's it. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, probably a good idea here. We'll see what, I think they're going to punt this football, but.
Or at least set up in punt formation.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know. Right at midfield, this could be an area where you throw a trick play at the Trojans, but there you saw that replay. That's the proverbial brick wall that you're trying to run into.
Then those linebackers pursue as well. You saw Brady Hochstein, Hunter Kukta in there. 2 back deep for Cedar Catholic. Timmerman, a very good punter, 41.5 per punt. Good leg into this one. This will be taken from the 19-yard line. Coming near side, Hochstein keeps his feet. Tripped forward to about the 25-yard line. That's a 31-yard punt. 5 yards on the return. And you'll have Cedar Catholic now with 1:45 and 3 timeouts. These defenses have really come up with some big plays here in this second quarter.
Yeah, I really like the way, and we kind of expected that Norfolk Catholic would adjust. And I like the way I'm sure they were challenged after that first quarter about bringing up the physicality and playing tougher football against the Cedar Catholic. They're so physical are the Trojans. You have to meet that, and they've been able to do that. They're back in the ball game at 13-7. A lot of time left here in the ball game, and still 1:45 to go before halftime.
No Brighton Whitmire on this 1st and 10 play. Hochstein the deep back, Easton Hochstein the fullback. 1st and 10 from the 26. Stretch play. No, it's play action. Fooled me. Out of the backfield. That's why I didn't play defense for Norfolk Catholic. They were ready for it. Easton Hochstein out of the backfield for about 5. It'll be 2nd down.
We talked before the game, Eric, about your eye discipline. You've got to be.
I see shiny objects all the time. I'm constantly getting distracted.
You did say squirrel on the way here.
Exactly.
Today.
2nd and 5. 2 receivers to the near side for the Trojans. Bubble screen. Set up pretty well, but Norfolk Catholic in pursuit from behind. They had no backside blocking. You had big Will Steffen out to block in front, but nothing behind poor Quinn Hochstein, who paid for it.
That's speed there from the Norfolk Catholic. A lot of that's probably a big play against a lot of teams. Raymaker, one of the guys in their number 50 that came up behind and showed great closing speed to shut that play down.
Now, didn't get enough for a 1st down, so it's 1st and 10 Cedar Catholic. Ball's at the 37. On play action over the middle. Hochstein open into night territory. Still on his feet. Bowling over ball. You cannot try a lower the shoulder tackle on a team like Cedar Catholic. They will break that every time.
No.
That one goes for 19.
That was the Quinn version of the Hochstein family. And watch the, man, physical.
Wow. Timmerman's used to that working his way more often than not. Cedar Catholic calls timeout. We'll keep it here. 42 seconds. Now, there's not a lot of pressure to get into the end zone. Obviously, you'd like to. They've not used Jared Reuter a lot in the kicking game, but he does have a 37-yarder that he kicked earlier this season. He's only attempted 2. He's 50-50, but the one he made was from 37 yards. The wind is really no factor at all. So if you go by 37 yards, they're about 18, 19 yards away from at least adding points, you would think.
Yeah, I'd say you'd probably want about 20 here to feel pretty comfortable with that type of kick. And you're exactly right. There is no wind, so the wind is not a factor. And I think for Cedar Catholic, now that you've got the ball in the Norfolk Catholic territory here, this is an area where you want to be able to perform, you want to be able to put points on the board and stretch that lead going into halftime.
From the 39-yard line of Norfolk Catholic, 42 seconds to go, still 2 timeouts for the top-ranked Trojans. Haber, who's perfect through the air. Or receiver slipped over the middle. He wants it all, well covered, incomplete. Offense turned to defense there. Mason Baller had to become a defensive back. Otherwise, that one would have been picked off.
Yeah, you're right. Baller became the defensive back, so to speak. That one was kind of thrown up for grabs. Unfortunate that Timmerman did not come down with it. Maybe almost pass interference there.
Yeah.
You could have called that.
That's an all-state caliber defensive back. Timmerman with 3 INTs coming into tonight. Timmerman's one of those guys, just pick offense, defense, special teams, just make them all-state in something.
Yeah, Timmerman is a great player, and much like Whitmire, he's the guy that affects the game on just about every side of the football, special teams, offense, and defense.
Empty backfield. They'll go, he had to come back for it. Flag is in. A good move in the open field. Getting out of bounds is Hochstein, but I think that flag's going to be against Cedar Catholic. Hochstein was going a little bit forward when that ball was snapped.
They're going to have some illegal motion, and it's going to come back. We'll see it again here.
This is a flag that doesn't get thrown in the Big 12 nowadays, but that'll get thrown in high school.
That's a good move in Canadian football.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you ever play for like the Arizona Rattlers or something, you can do that as much as you want. But it moves Cedar Catholic back 5 yards, although they haven't marked it off yet. I think Norfolk Catholic declined it because it's 3rd down.
Yep.
So it'll be 3rd down and 8 from the 37. Did get out of bounds, so that stops the clock at the 27. Sorry, the 37-yard line. 3rd down and 8.
They've still got 2 timeouts to work with.
Out of the gun. 2 receivers to either side of Haber. Has time. Clean pocket. Down the sideline. Too tall. Incomplete. Was trying to get Baller. That was well covered, though. Step for step, Blake Flood. Timmerman coming over the top. It's 4th down.
Surprises me a little bit that they tried to hit a big play again. Saw that just a moment ago. I think with 2 timeouts, you think they could have probably went for a shorter play and even set up a 4th down situation, and they're probably going to go for it anyway here, but it sets up a 4th and 8, and now a timeout.
Yeah, here's the thing if you're Cedar Catholic. We'll keep it here with 21 seconds. If you don't get this and it's an incomplete pass, Norfolk Catholic's got it at the 37 with 16, 17 seconds,
Yeah.
still 2 timeouts. Knights could still add points.
Right, absolutely. You would give the Knights an opportunity. They have 2 timeouts to work with.
And if you don't think plays like this in this stage of the game aren't important, ask Battle Creek. The difference in that game was a touchdown scored by Norfolk Catholic late in the first half.
Yeah, that's a great point. And that's the timeout. Do you may think about the 37-yard line. You're not going to get much field position, but do you punt it
Like
here?
a quick kick, maybe?
Yeah, maybe so.
Just try to pin him as deep as you can. Even the 20 is a long ways away. Because I feel like if you're Cedar Catholic, if you throw it, it's got to be high percentage so that you're at least going to catch it and advance the ball.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Chad Cotto has won exactly 162 more football games than I have, so I trust him with this decision a lot more than me.
That's why this is such a great job. I get to second guess guys that know a lot more than I do.
4th down and 8. Fake the draw play, slant route, caught, 1st down. And more. Down to the 20-yard line. Quinn Hochstein, that's the perfect play.
Yep.
High percentage route, advance the ball to the 20, on the edge of field goal range after that gain of 17.
Yeah, you use the timeout. You still have one left. Or actually, no, that was the last one.
That's the last one.
So now you gotta think end zone here. If you get tackled in the field of play, that only 13 seconds to go, that clock will likely run out on you.
Yeah, maybe something to the near sideline on an out route to try to get just a few more yards. You would like to have that timeout if you're Cedar Catholic so that you could run something to the middle of the field. It's going to be a tough angle on any field goal for Reuter. From here, that would be about a 37-yarder, which he has made.
Yeah, you're in position. We talked about that. You wanted to get somewhere between 18 to 20 yards. Now you're in position, at least to try a field goal. But I think you got to take a shot into the end zone here, don't you? I mean, at this field position, you've got to. And I also like what you just said there. Maybe run a quick out and pick up some yards, and then give yourself maybe one play, maybe from the 12-yard line or so, to try to score a touchdown.
How about Quinn Hochstein, by the way? He had 1 reception coming into tonight, 3 in the first half for 41 yards. Three receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Cedar Catholic cannot stop the clock. They're looking end zone. One-on-one has a man out of bounds. It was there. Hunter Benson ran the flag route. The pass just led him too far.
Yeah, if the field were a little wider, we got 6 points here.
This is such a good route he ran.
Yeah, out of bounds, unfortunately, for Cedar Catholic. Now with 7.8 seconds, you've got time to run another play, but it's got to go to the end zone if you want to have a chance at a field goal, should you not score.
3 to the right, 1 to the left. That receiver to the left, Benson, who just went to the end zone. From the 20. Knights bringing heat. Pass, end zone, well covered, and who's got it? Who has it? They're fighting for the ball. It's a tie. That goes to the receiver. Tie goes to the offense. Touchdown, Cedar Catholic.
Wow.
Mason Baller got enough of the ball for offensive possession in the end zone. Watch it again.
Well, it looked like it was going to be intercepted. Haber throws a ball up there to the end zone. Wow.
Simultaneous possession, that goes to the offense. Wow, what a catch.
Incredible.
What a play by Cedar Catholic with no time on the clock. My apologies, that's Bodie Hochstein. I thought it was Baller. Bodie Hochstein with a 20-yard reception with no time on the clock.
Yeah, you would have not scored at all had that been an incomplete pass, but they get a huge touchdown.
Now going for two. Bouncing to the outside, Hochstein cuts inside, ball's out, but he crossed the plane before the ball came out, and the 2-point conversion is good. What a bananas ending to a first half here in Norfolk. As we go to the break, take another look at the 2-point conversion. Crossed the plane before the ball came out, says the official.
That's the right
who's
call.
Right
too.
on the line. And it's 21-7. Cedar Catholic somehow with the lead. Caitlin Devitt on the sideline with more.
Well, guys, what a heck of an ending at first half for Cedar Catholic, grabbing that touchdown right at the end. One of the things I do want to update you guys on, and as something to keep our eyes on as we head into halftime, Brighton Whitmire, one of the bright spots for the Cedar Catholic team. He returned last week from injury, so we've been watching that right leg to see how he's been doing. In the middle of that second quarter, kind of came off limping, was definitely favoring that left leg. He has his right leg wrapped around the ankle, was pointing to his quad to the trainer on the sideline, so they got that all wrapped up, was trying to do some works on the sideline, doing some sprints, doing some backpedaling as a DB, has not yet been back into the game. We'll watch to see if Whitmire could return for the Trojans after the break.
Yeah, they caught it at the same time.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry, cause you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do, just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
We got your back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Speedy Mart. When you have to fuel your journey and feed the crew, whether it's many or a few, Speedy Mart is fresh, ready, super clean, and convenient.
At the racetrack or the rat race around town, fuel matters. Here, customers can expect the highest quality fuel that they deserve.
And when you make a pit stop, it's gotta be fast. Easy in, easy out. Speedy Mart for the win.
My name is Kyler Johnson, and at Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, there really is a difference. Elkhorn Valley Bank is different from your national banks in that you get that personal relationship, that personal touch. We care about our customers. The bank cares about its employees. You have an impact on the local community. You're working with people in the community. You're trying to make the community better. Elkhorn Valley Bank, great for you, great for your community.
In our community, we work hard and stay on the move. But when foot or ankle pain stops you in your tracks, it's time for expert care you can count on. At Faith Regional Physician Services Foot and Ankle, our team includes 4 dedicated providers who provide care for all ages. Because healthy feet and ankles are essential at every stage of life. From everyday issues like bunions or heel pain to the most complex conditions, including total ankle replacements and Charcot-neuroarthropathy, we provide advanced treatments and compassionate care. Our experts are here to help you heal, regain strength, and get back to doing what you love, one confident step at a time. Don't tiptoe around foot health. Step forward with Faith Regional Physician Services Foot and Ankle.
Oh, still trying to catch my breath after that. Touchdown as time expires in the first half, 21-7. Top-ranked Cedar Catholic with the lead over Norfolk Catholic, who is ranked third. In these are NCN football rankings. And looking around the state, we'll have some more scores coming up. Some of these teams are in some tough games right now. Archbishop Bergen, a sneaky tough game on the road against Arlington, up 7-0. That game in the second quarter. Kearney Catholic, meanwhile, they are at Valentine. That second quarter, Stars up 21-6. Bishop Neumann, they are on the road tonight against Raymond Central. That's at the half, 20-6. Bishop Neumann with the lead. Ord is actually 6-3. I don't think anybody wants to play the Chanticleers right now. 6 in a row. They're playing as well as anybody in the state, except maybe that number 7 team, Grand Island Central Catholic, who blew out Boone Central last week, and they are blowing out St. Paul tonight 42-0. That's still in the first half. You got Donovan Trumbull is in action tonight against Wood River, 14-0 at the half. Malcolm and Lincoln Lutheran playing against each other tonight in Malcolm. They are at the half scoreless between the Clippers and the Warriors. Meanwhile, we got more football coming your way, as if this wouldn't be enough for you. We got college football tomorrow. A fascinating game tomorrow. Wayne State at home against ninth-ranked Minnesota State. It's a 9th-ranked Minnesota State team that Wayne State always plays well against, and the Mavericks don't have their starting quarterback, they don't have their leading receiver, and they may not have their kicker tomorrow. That's Wayne State, statistically best defense in the Northern Sun Conference. Might be a ball game tomorrow out there in Wayne, America.
Wayne State's defense should keep that close. Field position will be big in that game. You're going to try to force Minnesota State to take it the length of the field, and that's going to be tough against the Wayne State defense. If you turn it over and or you give Minnesota State the short field, it'll be tough. But if they force them to have 80-yard drives, I think Wayne State's definitely got a chance in that ballgame.
Of course, a week from tonight, the playoffs. Congratulations to all the teams that advanced out of the first round in classes D1 and D2. We do not know where we will be next Friday. We're going to figure that out. We've got committees we're going to be flying. We're going to fly out to a neutral location somewhere overseas. We'll get behind closed doors and hammer out those details where we'll be a week from tonight.
I don't know about you, Eric. I'm going to be trick-or-treating.
Oh, well, fair enough. That's fine. Well, we'll try to pick a game somewhere along your route. Lou's got a very long trick-or-treating route. It's very complicated. But we got playoff football. Cannot wait. UNK next week, Doane next week as well. You can check out our full schedule at newschannelnebraska.com. More halftime show coming up. You're watching NCN.
At Security Bank, we believe that growing a strong community starts here. We're committed to more than just financial services. We're committed to you. Whether you're planting seed for the next big crop or building a family legacy, we're here to help you grow. From operating loans to community events, we're more than a bank. We're your neighbors, your partners, and your biggest supporters. Security Bank, located in Laurel, Allen, Osmond, Hardington, and Coleridge. My kind of bank, proudly serving your community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
20 kids, 1 SUV, and 1 mission. Snacks! Speedy Mart is where the snack squad rolls deep. Whether it's before the first pitch or after the final out, we've got drinks, treats, and all the fuel to keep your team going strong. Speedy Mart convenience stores. Quick, convenient, and always ready when the team rolls in. Speedy Mart. Snack strong, play strong.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Security Bank of Laurel, Hardington, Coleridge, Osmond, and Allen. Security Bank, my kind of bank. Member FDIC. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
At TC Amish Home, we want to help you live better, longer, with a complete selection of health-focused power chairs from Ultra Comfort. Ultra Comfort features zero-gravity positioning, giving you that weightless feeling and increasing your circulation. Elevate your feet, release tension, reduce swelling, and maximize blood flow. They are fully programmable to your customized settings. With the softest, easy-to-clean fabrics, the entire family is able to enjoy the benefits of your new Ultra Comfort power chair. Live better, longer with Ultra Comfort at TC Amish Home in Norfolk.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. And by Heritage at Fountain Point in Norfolk. Living better.
A truck that's built to handle the toughest tasks. The GMC Sierra 2500 from Woodhouse Buick GMC. With available turbo diesel power, a reinforced frame, and advanced trailering tech, it's heavy-duty capability without compromise. Take advantage of exclusive offers happening now. Visit us in-store or shop online today. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
What a game here at Veterans Memorial Field in Norfolk. Alongside Lou Siefter, Kaylin Debin. On the sidelines, I'm Eric McKay. 21-7, top-ranked, unbeaten Cedar Catholic with the lead over 7-1, third-ranked Norfolk Catholic. Lou, we'll take a look at our highlights here. This Cedar Catholic offense is for real. This offensive line, just these huge holes that guys are running through. And this is a talented running back crew already. They don't need a lot of room, but when you give Brady Hochstein that much room, he's going to take it to the house.
Yeah, that's too easy, and that's just a great job. You mentioned that offensive line was so dominant in that first quarter and really paved the way for a really good running back in Brady Hochstein.
Meanwhile, Brighton Whitmire, counterplay, got into the end zone. We will be keeping our eye on him. He was noticeably limping heading into the locker room. Caitlin Debit on the sideline said that seemed to be favoring his quad injury. It was after kickoff return. He did not return. Now, Norfolk Catholic, they've found some big plays of their own. This is a great catch here by James Landman, the sophomore, to come back for it. That set up Norfolk Catholic well. Lou, the quarterbacks have played really well in this game. Now, it's the running backs who are finishing off these drives, as you see Timmerman there. But you've got Norfolk Catholic, Marshall 6 of 8 for 52 yards. And you've got Cedar Catholic, Haber 8 of 11 for 84 yards. And a touchdown, which you will see in just a little bit. We saw some turnovers as well, but this could loom large, Lou. Norfolk Catholic had gotten the ball on a turnover and gave it right back to Cedar Catholic. Now, Cedar Catholic didn't score on that drive, but it feels like they scored. Norfolk Catholic, knowing that points are going to be at a premium. And then Cedar Catholic with the drive that ended the first half. And it was plays like that from Quinn Hochstein. An incredible job. And then here you go. This is with no time on the clock. Watch this play. In the air, we thought this was going to be picked off for sure. What a job by Bodie Hochstein to come back to the ball. The officials call it simultaneous possession, and when it's simultaneous possession, that goes to the offense. It's like baseball, tie goes to the runner. That wasn't Bodie. I got the wrong Hochstein. That was Cooper Hochstein. Great job by our camera crew there, fixing what my eyes couldn't see. Cooper Hochstein, the sophomore, with the touchdown. The two-point conversion was good. Lou, Cedar Catholic, 202 yards of offense in that first half, and it's the offensive line. Look, the running backs are good. Receivers making great plays. That offensive line has been running the show here tonight.
Yeah, how good are they up front, really on both sides of the ball? Cedar Catholic shows why they're the number one team. You go back to that Cedar Catholic had turned it over. Norfolk Catholic had a chance, had the ball in Cedar Catholic territory. They turned it over. We saw the fumble on those highlights. It's very difficult to win games like this when you squander scoring opportunities. That's a big fumble. And with Cedar Catholic up 2 touchdowns right now, the most points they've given up all year is 20. They've got 21. So Norfolk Catholic's got to score at least 22 now to win this football game, and that's pretty tough to do against that stout Trojan defense.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something no one has done yet this year, and that's find a way to get more than 20 points against Cedar Catholic. 21-7, Trojans with the lead at the half. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by the Carpet Shop of Norfolk, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years. And by Bank of Hardington. The Bank of Hardington wishes the best of luck to all area teams this season. Member FDIC.
He's there with me in the moment.
It is one of the best things I do every week.
Anyone can be a mentor. It comes back to you tenfold.
She got to meet me, I'm pretty cool.
I'm glad I have a mentor.
People actually care about me.
What you're going to receive is way more than you're going to give. Once you get involved in teammates, you're kind of hooked.
It's the absolute best.
It gives me goosebumps right now talking about it.
That says it all. Be a mentor.
Join the team.
Be a mentor.
Farming is no 9 to 5, and working safe is a must. This planting or spraying season, look up and look out for power lines. Stay 20 feet away and use caution when folding or unfolding equipment, because they're counting on you to be in the stands, to be at the dinner table, to come home safe. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
At Faith Regional Health Services, we know that welcoming a baby is one of life's most meaningful moments. Our supportive, experienced team delivers more than babies. We deliver safe practices, education, and customized birth plans. Whether it's your first child or your fourth, you deserve expert care in a private space that feels calm, warm, and prepared. Faith Regional Health Services, expert hands for your exceptional beginning.
Beautiful fall night for football, final week of the regular season. What a regular season it has been. And for Cedar Catholic, trying to do something they've, as far as we can tell, our records don't go back too far, but it has been a long time at the very least since Cedar Catholic has gone unbeaten in the regular season. They're trying to do that tonight. But more importantly, trying to get a win over Norfolk Catholic. The thing about this rivalry that is easy to forget, it's a fairly recent rivalry. These are mid-state teams. They play each other in every sport. But Norfolk Catholic spent so much time in Class C1. These two teams really didn't cross paths until about the last decade. And since Norfolk Catholic has dropped to C2, you mentioned it at the outset, Lou, this has been a one-sided rivalry. Yeah. But Cedar Catholic, they have looked the part so far tonight.
Yeah, I think Cedar Catholic is a I think what we talked about was the physicality and and their size. They've just become that team that we've seen Norfolk Catholic be a lot of times. So they really match up well with the Knights this time, and I think they're the more experienced team.
Yes.
Just an update on Whitmire real quick for Cedar Catholic. Kalen Devon, our astute sideline man, is saying that it sounds like they're going to try to have him in on offense. They're taping him up, and I think the plan is probably not to play defense this game, but to get him some snaps on the offensive side of the ball.
He is out there running routes with the offense. So, I mean, yeah, if you got to pick one side of the ball, I guess that's the one you want for Cedar Catholic. The good news is, again, Cedar Catholic's depth has been incredible this year. 16 different players have carried the football at some point for the Trojans. 9 different players have rushing touchdowns. And Chad Cotto, I talked about it in the first half, he said to me, he feels like a lot of their backups would be starters for a lot of teams in Class C2. This is championship caliber depth. It's one of the things that I think gets overlooked sometimes when we try to figure out who the top teams are going to be. Cedar Catholic, they can rotate guys in. They're going to have fresher legs in the fourth quarter because of that depth.
Well, I think we've seen that with championship teams up this neck of the woods up here in northeast Nebraska with Norfolk Catholic, with Pierce.
Yes.
Teams like that have not only a sizable roster, but a lot of guys that get a lot of action, partly because of how dominant the team has been, so you get backups in and get them some game situation snaps. But I think also with Cedar Catholic, as you just mentioned, I think Coach Cotto not only, you're not only talking about guys getting snaps and chances to play in games, but guys that are quality players getting a chance to play in games. That's a real positive for the Trojans.
We've got the scores up there. Basically, we're running the scores of every game that has any type of effect on the Class C2 playoff picture. There are some teams that, could end up being a 3-win team or a 2-win team, which changes your power points. Games even in Class B could have an effect on the Class C2 playoffs. So there's a lot of math that's going to be done later on this evening. You see the scores up top. By the way, how about Aquinas Catholic? 20-0, they lead Takema Herman right now. It has been a tough year for Aquinas Catholic, a great historic program, and boy, it would be Not that we want to see Takema Herman lose, but boy, it would be good to see Aquinas Catholic wrap up the season with a win. There's talk that maybe they could be dropping to 8-man next year. Just the numbers aren't what they used to be.
Right.
You and I have called a lot of games down there in David City over the years, and that is not a football program that will be down forever, to be sure.
Mimic, a great coach, and that program was as good as any program across the state for a lot of years. Kind of sad to see that they're struggling this year, but drop to 8-man might be a good thing for that program. I mean, numbers are what they are. You can't get around that, and but it is nice to see them. And how about as far as the playoffs go? How about let's have 17 this year and put Battle Creek in there?
Absolutely.
Really
Nobody would want to play them right now, I don't think.
Absolutely not.
By the way, shout out Northeast Nebraska, showing out well in the 8-man playoffs last night. How about those Stanton Mustangs, Lou?
Yeah.
You and I called it. The people watching News Channel Nebraska saw us call it. We said Stanton could win a game in the postseason, and they did, beating unbeaten Ravenna last night. Bobble on the return here for Norfolk Catholic. That slowed up Blake Flood, allowed Brady Hochstein to make the play. Norfolk Catholic, though, starting the ball, 1st and 10 at their 19-yard line. If there is any coach on the planet you would trust with adjustments down 14, it's the guy who's won 426 games coming into tonight, Jeff Beller.
Yeah, he's an incredible coach, obviously. 3 straight state championships. The best to ever do it right there, and certainly a chance here. A lot of football left to be played, down 2 scores, but we've seen Norfolk Catholic come back before.
They hand off Timmerman up the middle, stacked up, driving forward, keeping those legs churning. Forward progress, stopped about the 22, so it'll be a gain of 3. By the way, kind of a subplot to this game. If Norfolk Catholic is able to get the win, that would be Jeff Beller's 400th at Norfolk Catholic. He would become the first in Nebraska history to win 400 games at a single school.
Think about that, 400 wins at Norfolk Catholic. That is incredible.
2nd down and 7. Brockhouse in motion. Marshall on the rollout, looking his way. Instead goes deep, skipped it to the receiver. It was well covered. I think that was just throwing it away, and it'll be 3rd down.
I go back to that 400 wins. Just think about that. That would be averaging 10 wins a year for 40 years.
4 decades.
Oh, my goodness.
He is in his 40th year at Norfolk Catholic. Of course, had 1 year at Norfolk High. And lest we forget the 1 year at Beaver Valley.
Yeah, don't forget that.
In 1984. 3rd down, 7. Draw play. Good time for it. Well covered, well blocked. 1st down and more. What a great call by Norfolk Catholic on 3rd and 7. The draw play gets across the 35 to the 38-yard line, and Blake Flood moves the sticks on a gain of 16.
Yeah, you felt like Cedar Catholic was coming on that one, and it got burned on that quick
My apologies, that was Timmerman carrying the ball, not Flood. A couple of teams just got a whole bunch of guys that can carry the ball. You just sort of pull a name out of a hat. 1st and 10 from the 38.
Yeah, great call there on that draw.
Now they go stretch play. Timmerman tripped up, falls forward across the 40. Give him about 3. But boy, if you're a Norfolk Catholic fan, you got to love seeing Timmerman used much more as a workhorse. He was limited last week against Battle Creek. He's missed some time, taken some time off here, but that's his 11th carry as now he comes off the field. But they've
limping just a little bit there.
Yeah, but if you're a Norfolk Catholic fan, seeing him run the ball as well as he has tonight is a good sign.
Absolutely. You love having a playmaker like him. Apparently at full strength. As we mentioned, he just limping a little bit as he came off the field.
At 78 yards on 11 carries, straight ahead goes Norfolk Catholic into the Cedar Catholic pile. That's a gain of 5. It'll be 3rd down and about 5.
You know, this game has that championship feel to it.
Sure does.
2 great teams, and the funny thing about it is, you know, whoever loses this game could still win a state championship. You know, I mean,
look, and I still think C2 is the most wide open. In that you've got Ord, you got Grand Island Central Catholic. Boone Central might be the 16th seed in this class,
That's
folks.
crazy.
This is a stacked class. 3rd down and 3 for Norfolk Catholic. Handoff, Flood trying to spin forward. It's going to depend on the spot. The far side judge marking it. Looks like about a half-yard shy. It'll be fourth down for Norfolk Catholic.
Well, I think you maybe think about going for it here. You're near midfield, right at the sticks there, and got pushed back. And you're right, Eric, just short. This might be a quarterback sneak type play.
Yeah, you got Callan Marshall, that 6-foot frame. It is the offense on the field on fourth and short. I formation behind Marshall. Landman split to the near side. They'll hand off. First down at midfield. Norfolk Catholic keeps the drive going on a gain of 3 by Nathan Timmerman.
And Timmerman is okay. He gets the first down. You mentioned that being a workhorse, you're going to have some bumps and bruises. But it's such a big game, and Timmerman, a big game player, showing up big here tonight.
Actually got 4 there, so now 82 yards on 12 carries for the 195-pound senior. Brockhouse split to the near side. Shotgun set on first down. Marshall, so dangerous on the rollout. Look out, escapes, keeps it alive, has a man over the top and came back for it. That ball was underthrown. Brockhouse came back for it, and it's 1st and 10 Norfolk Catholic on a gain of 28.
Well, watch Jared Reuter come up from the top, the left side of your screen. Almost got him. Boy, that was so close. Marshall, as we mentioned, he's a guy that can beat you with his feet, and it's not always making a running play. It's just keeping plays alive, and he's so accurate rolling out with the football. Big-time play between those guys, and boy, Marshall, so unflappable. Just a great leader for this Norfolk Catholic
team. What a
team.
job by Brockhouse. He came back almost 10 yards to get that ball. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 21. And it's Timmerman diving into the pile, folded backwards, got 1, maybe 2. The thing is, if you're a Norfolk Catholic fan, it's a great play, and it would have been a tough throw. If that throw's on target, it's 6.
Yeah.
Because Brockhouse was wide open.
Yeah, but Marshall kept that play alive. That he easily could have been sacked by Reuter, who came hard there, but was not able to get him. And that credit Marshall keeping the play alive with his feet.
2nd down 8 from the 19. Direct snap. Brockhouse stretches out to about the 16-yard line, so 3rd down upcoming. Brought down on the play by big Jared Rudar, the senior, 230-pounder. That's a gain of about 3. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
And Norfolk Catholic was 2 of 5 on 3rd down in the first half. They're 2 for 2 on this drive and have a chance to go 3 for 3 on this play.
3rd down and 5 from the 16. Landman will split wide to the left. You've got Brockhouse close to the line of scrimmage on the right. Now he's in motion. Marshall looking. Oh, he's got a man wide open in the end zone. He missed him. This one tipped away, incomplete. Oh, Lou, they're going to want that one back.
Yeah.
James Landman was wide open in the end zone.
Yeah, Marshall kind of locked in on Brockhouse. You watch Brockhouse, number 1. He came in motion, and they're trying to hit him on an out pattern. But, behind the play, did not see the man wide open in the end zone. That one stings a little bit. He missed an opportunity. Now 4th down, and they're going for it.
They're going to have the offense on the field. It's a 2-score game. A field goal doesn't change that. 4th down and 5. Marshall, option. Pitch, Timmerman, can he get there? Stacked up, trying to fight. I don't think he got it. They mark him down at the 13-yard line. That's not going to be enough. And Cedar Catholic's defense does the job.
Wow. Boy, missed opportunity on 3rd down, and then great defense on 4th down. And Timmerman again walking back. He's still got that little bit of a limp, but he's still out there playing defense. But running that option play, not a bad call. That's worked. But a great job getting off the block there.
What a job to fight off the block.
Yeah.
I think that was Quinn Hochstein.
Yeah, it looked like Quinn, number 4. Got off the block and made the play.
It's important that you get the right Hochstein.
Yeah.
So now Cedar Catholic, 1st and 10. Still no Brighton Whitmire. Again, they have re-aggravated an injury in the first half. Cedar Catholic defense gets another big stop, and now it's Hochstein. So here's the good news if you're Cedar Catholic. You don't have Brighton Whitmire. You'd love to have him. But Brady Hochstein's a pretty good option in the backfield as well. He gets about 6 there. He's got 83 on the ball game tonight.
Yeah, I love Brady Hochstein, and especially in a situation like this. You're up 2 scores. You figure now you're going to get physical and you're going to run the football and try to shorten this game a little bit. And Brady Hochstein's a great guy to have in the backfield if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, is there any team in Nebraska more confident with the lead in the second half than Cedar Catholic with the way they can move the football on the ground? Hochstein again up the middle. Able to fight off the initial surge, backs his way to the 24-yard line. That will be enough to move the sticks. And a first down. And again, I don't think you're going to see a whole lot fancy from Cedar Catholic here. I think Coach Chad Cotto just challenging his big offensive line to do what they have done tonight, and that's open holes for these running backs to make plays.
You might try a play action at some point in this drive, but I think this is roll up your sleeves and play that muscle type of football, that run right at you, physical type of play that Cedar Catholic has done probably better than anybody this season.
Hochstein, the deep back again, 1st and 10 from the 24. The pitch. Cavalry of blockers out front. Hochstein slips a tackle, still on his feet, lowers the shoulder across the 40 to the 44-yard line, a gain of 20. Trojans on the move.
That's a big-time carry there. Watch the end of this play. First of all, he breaks the tackle, lower the shoulder, and run over a guy. That's
big Manny Sanchez. That is not an easy guy to knock over like that.
Not at all.
1st and 10 now from the 44. Kukta in motion. Handoff. Hochstein. Gets past the first man. Look out! Into the open field. Bouncing inside the 20. Cutting back to the 16. Cedar Catholic on the move. That's a gain of 40.
Again, you beat them up front. You saw that defensive line get moved back. And Hochstein does what he does so well, and that's just find that turf and take off. But great blocking in front of that play, and Hochstein, he's having a big night tonight.
Brady Hochstein now in triple digits. 148 yards on 12 carries. And a touchdown.
You're able to put this one in here if you're Cedar Catholic. Norfolk Catholic's missed 2 opportunities in Cedar Catholic territory. Tough to beat Cedar Catholic when you leave those points out there.
From the 16 on 1st and 10. Fullback up the middle for a couple. Got to get the fullback involved every once in a while, right? That's Easton Hochstein. He's been leading the way. Gets a couple there. His first carry tonight.
I like those quick hitters. Go back to the days of Nebraska when they had that fullback and used them so well. Whether it's Makovica or Corey Schlesinger.
Something else that Nebraska had back then was an offensive line.
Well, didn't pass a lot, so we didn't have a whole lot of sacks back then. But
2nd down and 8. Stretch play bouncing to the outside. Flag down. That's Micah Cotto, the sophomore. No gain. That was well covered. Now we'll see. I think Cedar Catholic moving backwards. That's going to be a hold.
Well, that's frustrating if you're Cedar Catholic because you got a chance really take a stranglehold on this game on the road at Norfolk Catholic, the 3-time defending state champs. And you don't want to squander this. We've seen Norfolk Catholic find ways to win games. You want to put them away when you have the opportunity.
Yeah, I believe it was Manny Sanchez breaking through who drew the hold. He is a terror, the sophomore. All right, so now 2nd down back at the 24-yard line, so it's 2nd and about 18. High formation. Kukta in motion. Back to the ground. No, it's a play action. Out of the backfield, there's a lot of room out there. Out across the 10, diving toward the first down sticks. Lou, there it is. There was the play action. Fooled me. Easton Hochstein close to first down yardage on a gain of about 16.
Yeah, nice defensively. Again, you're going to kind of sell out on the run, even at 2nd and 19, but they left Easton Hochstein wide open out there, and he's able to almost get that first down. Now 3rd down and 2. You figure Cedar Catholic's thinking 4 downs here if you don't get the first down here.
I formation behind Haber, the sophomore signal caller, who's had a very good game tonight. Actually 3 in the backfield. It's the fullback. Inside the 5 to the 4, 1st and goal, Cedar Catholic. They had lined up Brady Hochstein as the fullback, but Lou, look at that push by the offensive line.
Yeah, this offensive line is a championship offensive line, no doubt about it. This could be a championship drive, at least going into the playoffs.
Hochstein shakes off a defender, lowers the shoulder into the end zone. A statement touchdown for Cedar Catholic.
Absolutely. What a drive for Cedar Catholic. They take control of the game, and what a better way to finish it off with Brady Hochstein, the man, the myth, the legend, running people over, getting into the end zone for a big touchdown to give Cedar Catholic a 3-touchdown lead.
Rudar on for the extra point. Again, no one has scored more than 20 points on Cedar Catholic all season. Now delay a game, so the extra point gets a little harder. Rudar has had one block tonight.
This is probably the first game I've been to where I think, if I was in a dark alley, I wouldn't mind having the kicker with me.
Yeah, Norfolk Catholic, they've got a kicker who goes 235. Cedar Catholic's got a kicker that goes 230. Now, granted, they're both also linemen.
Yeah.
It's the classic battle. My kicker could beat up your kicker. Extra point is no good. So with 1:46 to go in the 3rd quarter, still some life for Norfolk Catholic, but they got work to do. The Cedar Catholic putting in work, lowering the shoulder, getting physical. They're up 20 on News Channel Nebraska.
Hi, I'm Eric Hamus, Ag Loan Officer at the Bank of Hardington and a Northeast Nebraska beef producer. At the Bank of Hardington, we strive to build relationships based on trust and service that last generations. We work with our clients to develop financial plans that help them meet their goals. We know that for our farmers, it is much more than a job, it's a way of life. How do we know? Because we are farmers and we are living it too.
Second rushing touchdown of the night by Brady Hochstein, his 11th of the season. And Cedar Catholic is up 27-7 on Norfolk Catholic. Alongside Lou Siepker, Caitlin Devitt on the sidelines. I'm Eric McKay. From the 5, they fake the end around. Landman coming near side, tripped up across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Caitlin Devitt on the sideline telling us Brighton Whitmire likely done on offense tonight, might be giving it a go on the defensive side, and we do see him heading out there in the defensive secondary for Cedar Catholic.
Well, I get it. The young man wants to play, and, you want him to play. I mean, it's the type of guy that wants to be on the field. He's a senior. You hate to see a senior not get a chance to play, but you also think maybe this is a state championship season here. Maybe you want to put Brighton Whitmire on the shelf here for the night, and even you think Norfolk Catholic can still come back and win this thing. They sure can, but you don't want to, get him hurt to where he's done for the season.
Yeah, I think the thinking there, as we saw Timmerman tackled by Steffen there after a gain of about 5. For Norfolk Catholic to come back in this game, they're going to have to throw the football. And if you're throwing the football, you want Brighton Whitmire out there, one of the best defensive backs in the state.
Yeah, he's an absolute gamer, no question about it. He's out there likely on one wheel right now. Maybe if you're Norfolk Catholic, it's strange to say, but maybe you go after Brighton Whitmire right now since he's hurt.
He's lined up on Braden Cush, the sophomore. That is the direction they come. Oh, Whitmire wants that one back.
My goodness.
Here we are second-guessing whether or not the young man should be in the game. He almost had the INTD. Yeah. It's third down.
Well, that's why you have him out there, because he recognizes the play as a senior, and that ball is overthrown.
Oh, boy.
If he catches that, that's a touchdown and ball game over at that point if he's able to catch that and score.
But you're right, Lou. Tall for the intended receiver. So now third down and 5. Draw play. Marshall doesn't use his legs very often, but he can run. Shows it there. Out across the 40 to the 42-yard line on a 15-yard scramble, but a hold on Norfolk Catholic is going to take it off the board.
Oh, my goodness. What a big penalty. You mentioned that Marshall, he'd do this a couple of times a game. He's a guy that can get just those yards. He's a good enough athlete. They got a little help there with the holding call, and man, is that a big penalty or what?
Oh, that's a monster. That's a 15-yard scramble. Spot foul. It was well downfield. It was after he had gotten the first down that they called the penalty. So it'll be third down and 7. Again, Marshall coming into tonight, only 37 rushing yards, but he can scoot. So now 3 receivers to the near side. Third down 8 from the 25. Marshall, pressured, fires, late, caught, short by a couple yards. Well, what a job by Marshall to keep that play alive. Yeah. Timmerman, actually, he might have gotten the first down. They're going to give it to him.
Wow.
What a great job by Timmerman to stay available. Gets 8 and a first down.
Yeah, I thought he was short. Again, Marshall keeping the play alive. Timmerman, it's just enough there. Norfolk Catholic, as the quarter's winding down, still alive in this ballgame.
Another quick hitter. This time Timmerman on the other side of the field, upended quickly by Hunter Cook to the senior. It's a gain of about 4. And it'll be second down as they get out to the 37-yard line.
That's going to be the quarter.
4 fingers in the air. Cedar Catholic can feel it. The number 1 team in the state has got the number 3 team on the ropes, but it ain't over yet. Fourth quarter coming up. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
When you have the inventory in our community, we work hard and stay on the move. But when foot or ankle pain stops you in your tracks, it's time for expert care you can count on. At Faith Regional Physician Services, Foot and Ankle, our team includes 4 dedicated providers who provide care for all ages, because healthy feet and ankles are essential at every stage of life. From everyday issues like bunions or heel pain to the most complex conditions, including total ankle replacements and Charcot-neuroarthropathy, we provide advanced treatments and compassionate care. Our experts are here to help you heal, regain strength, and get back to doing what you love, one confident step at a time. Don't tiptoe around foot health. Step forward with Faith Regional Physician Services, Foot and Ankle.
Well, Jeff Beller, no one has won more games than that man. No one's ever done it better. But his team's got an uphill climb here as we start the fourth. 27-7, Cedar Catholic with the lead. Alongside Lou Siefker, Kalen Devitt on the sidelines. I'm Eric McKay. Misdirection screen. Timmerman's got blockers. He's got the first down, cutting back into Cedar Catholic territory. That's the first time that play's worked tonight, Lou, but it works really well for about 16 yards.
Yeah, that time it was set up well. You had that defense flowing to their left side and come back to their right side. Timmerman was able to pick up a nice gain there, get the ball into Cedar Catholic territory, keep that drive alive.
Timmerman's 5th reception tonight. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. Knights cannot afford any empty possessions from here on out. Calvin Marshall, hands off. Timmerman again, Slides across the 45 to the 42, gain of 5, solid first down gain. 2nd and 5.
If you're Cedar Catholic, you want to keep everything in front of you. Force Norfolk Catholic to spend a lot of time. If they do put points on the board, you want them to chew up some of that clock, because Norfolk Catholic has to score 3 times in this quarter. They have to put 21 points on the board this quarter to win the ball game, and nobody has scored more than 21 on Cedar Catholic all year.
Cedar Catholic has only given up 21 points this month. Handoff up the middle to Timmerman, undercut. Great play in the backfield. Both sides of the ball, Brady Hochstein is everywhere. He is their second leading tackler coming into tonight. Makes a great play there. It'll be 3rd and 4.
I'll do my best John Madden and just say, that young man's a football player. He's done everything well tonight. I think he's the epitome of Cedar Catholic. That
really
physical style, that no nonsense, straight ahead sort of game that Cedar Catholic and Coach Chad Cottle love to play.
3rd down 4. Hand off again, Timmerman. 1st down yardage and more. Out across the 35 to the 31-yard line on a gain of 10. Oh, Timmerman moves the sticks. Boy, he's gutting this one out. That's his 18th carry tonight.
Still alive, Norfolk Catholic. Put together a drive here. Now, clock is under 10 minutes. But you've just got to be able to execute and put points on the board here and see what happens. You can't get too far ahead of yourself, and certainly you can't score 3 times on one possession, but it's important that you do put points on the board this time.
Direct snap. I like that little wildcat play they've got to Brockhouse. He cuts up the field out to about the 25-yard line on a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. But Brockhouse is a guy, you can put him anywhere on the field. He's just going to make plays for you.
Yeah, he's kind of that Swiss Army knife out there. You can throw the ball. You can do those, as we just saw, those wildcat plays. Just a guy that can make plays for you.
2nd down and 4. Back to the ground, fullback up the middle, Blake Flood. Cannot escape. Guess who? Brady Hochstein again. Gain of about a yard, maybe 2. It'll be 3rd down and 2 upcoming.
I'm fully expecting Brady Hochstein to declare for the NFL draft after this game. He has been a monster tonight.
Both sides of the ball. He has figured large. 3rd and 2. I formation. Handoff. Right side. Timmerman might have enough. Looks like he's got it. Out to about the 21-yard line. That would be enough. No official signal yet. Now they do. 1st down, Norfolk Catholic, as Timmerman gets the 1st down on his 19th carry tonight, approaching triple digits. In fact, he is there. Now 111 yards on the ground on 19 carries.
He has been tough as nails tonight for Norfolk Catholic. But clock is becoming a factor if Norfolk Catholic's going to come back and win this thing.
One receiver split to the right side. That's Cush. I formation. To the air. Marshall. Well covered. He's got nobody deep. Now throws it late. Almost intercepted. That was Whitmire with a bead on it again. Blake Flood broke late. Whitmire broke on the play. And it's 2nd down.
Whitmire is about as good as anybody on one leg I've ever seen, right? I mean, broke on that one. That, again, that's why he's out there. It's not, he may not be physically 100%, but mentally. Whew, I mean, he reads those plays as well as anybody, and that's the 2nd time he almost had a pick 6.
Was among C2's leaders in interceptions last year. Does not have one this year. Timmerman tripped up, bowled backwards across the 15 to the 14. Gain of about 7. It'll be 3rd down, 3.5 upcoming.
And no doubt we're in 4-down territory for the Knights. See what Coach Beller comes up with here on this play. If you try to come away from tendency here, and you certainly, I mean, the more you run the football, the more that clock is your enemy.
Call it 3rd and 4, just to the Norfolk Catholic side of the 20. Back to the ground, Timmerman bouncing, won't get there. That Cedar Catholic defense steps up and does the job again. Brady Hochstein, Will Steffen combine on the stop. It's 4th and 2.
4th and 2, and quite frankly, ball game on the line. Any chance Norfolk Catholic has would be them getting this 4th down. You'd be predicated on picking up this 4th down, because if you don't, there's just not enough time. May not be enough time anyway, but you have to get this 4th down to have any chance.
4th and 2. Option. Pitch bobbled a bit. Cedar Catholic in the backfield. Not going to get there. One of the best defenses in the state steps up again. Stop on 4th down, and the Trojans can feel it.
I don't think it didn't quite get that pitch cleanly. It slowed him down enough and allowed that defense, which is so big and fast and physical. Defense wins championships, right? That's the adage. Well, Cedar Catholic has a championship-level defense. Since the beginning of 2021, Norfolk Catholic is 57-3. They're almost 57-4 right now. You don't see them lose very often, but Cedar Catholic, barring a big collapse, is going to win this football game.
Pitch left side, Hochstein. The gamer has a 1st down and more. Still going. Breaking tackles across the 35 to the 38-yard line. A gain of 25 by the 180-pound senior.
Yeah, again, look at the blocking out in front of that play. I mean, nobody's near Hochstein. And give a guy like that much room. My goodness.
This offensive line is putting on an offensive blocking clinic.
Right.
You just watch this tape. Show it to young kids. This is how you do it. First and 10 from the 38. Halfway home, 4th quarter. Cedar Catholic trying to wrap up a regular season and clinch the top seed in the C2 playoffs. Taking their time. The fullback, Hochstein. He's got a solid game. Out across the 40 to the 45-yard line on a gain of 7. Hey, folks, stick around. We got our postgame show coming up. That's brought to you by Custom Sports. It was 2nd and 3. Norfolk Catholic got to burn a timeout. They had like 13 guys on the field. So they'll take a timeout. We will as well. Cedar Catholic 5 minutes, 17 seconds away from an unbeaten season. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
When you have the inventory people want and a team that understands what you need, there's one place to go. Big Red Motorsports in O'Neill. Name brand ATVs, side-by-sides, and high-performance machines built for work, made for play. And the service doesn't stop at the sale. Big Red Motorsports delivers, literally. Free delivery with your purchase. It's all here in O'Neill. Big Red Motorsports.
Well, if you're not squeamish, stick around after the game for our top plays. Brought to you by Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust. There is a difference. I think they're probably going to be rated at least PG-13 for violence. This has been a physical contest, and it's been Cedar Catholic dictating the terms tonight. From the 45 on 2nd and 3. Pitch near side. There's Hochstein again, 1st down yardage, and then some. Galloping across the 45 to the 44-yard line. That's an 11-yard gain. This young man, he's approaching 200 if this keeps up.
Now, he has had a fantastic game. A couple of touchdowns. He's been a difference maker on the defensive side of the ball.
He's at 192 right now on 16 carries. When's the last time someone put 200 individually on Norfolk Catholic? I couldn't even tell you.
That would be a great thing to try to find out. That doesn't happen, like, ever.
Hochstein not going to be running it here, we don't think. He splits to the side. It's a pitch. Instead, look at the blocking in front. My goodness, this offensive line. Out across the 30 to the 29-yard line. That's Bodie Hochstein on a gain of 15. But, Lou, I think you or I could have got a first down on that.
Watch in front. There's Stefan in front of him, knocking people down. You had Reuter out there blocking. Those guys have just done such a great job. They're road graders out there, just knocking people out of the way.
That's Will Stefan, Sam Wiebelhaus, Mason Taney, Hayden Taney, Jared Rudar, among others. Might be the best offensive line in all of Class C2. They're certainly showing it tonight. From the 29-yard line on first down. Fullback bouncing, cutting inside the 25. Splitting defenders to the 21-yard line. This one's going to come back on a hold, though. Lou, Norfolk Catholic, they're still going to be hosting a playoff game. They'll be on this field a week from tonight playing somebody in Class C2. If you're a Norfolk Catholic fan, the number one thing that you want to see cleaned up, we've seen it 2 weeks in a row now, is the run defense.
Yeah, absolutely. You faced a juggernaut tonight, and I think one thing he talked about, Coach Beller did, was if you've got a weakness, good teams will exploit it. I think certainly Cedar Catholic has went at that weakness and done it pretty well. Now, having said that, did anybody bet against Norfolk Catholic in the playoffs?
Exactly.
I mean, it's a good football team regardless, and a team that could win a fourth straight state championship.
Look, I'll tell you what, I think C2 is going to be the most chaotic bracket of all of them in the postseason. There's a lot of good football being played in Class C2 right now as Hochstein brought down for a loss back at the 41-yard line, so he's back to 190. First time he's been stopped for negative yards tonight.
Yeah, that's a rarity for sure. Nice tackle there, get low, cut his legs out from under him. That's a great job there from Norfolk Catholic by Gudenkoff.
But yeah, Lou, Cedar Catholic, Archbishop Bergen, Norfolk Catholic, Grand Island Central Catholic, Ord. You betting against any of those guys in the postseason?
Well, Archbishop Bergen gave Cedar Catholic the toughest game they've had all year. That was a 21-20 Trojan win. So,
but Bergen had the ball in Trojan territory late in that game, too. Second and a whole bunch. Handoff, right side. Hammered ball is out. I'm going to say he was down when the ball came out, so give him a couple. Maybe three down at the 38-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 19.
Having said that, though, I think if everybody plays their best
game. That ball was out.
Yeah, that's definitely out. Ooh, that should be
Norfolk Catholic ball.
But this break there, but only 2 minutes to go in the game, I guess. Not going to make a whole lot of difference. But if everybody plays their best game, Cedar Catholic, I think, is my favorite. I mean, this team looks the part. I love their physicality. I like their, they've got a lot of senior leaders out there. And the line play is so big. I just think this is going to be a very difficult team to beat.
Timeout called by Cedar Catholic. We'll take one as well. Minute 44 to go. Trojans going to finish unbeaten in the regular season. You're watching NCN.
It's not about the hours, it's not about the acres, it's about the legacy passed from one generation to the next. At Madison County Bank, we see your farming operation as a legacy, as a successful business, as a crucial part of the world's well-being. For over 130 years, Madison County Bank has stood beside farmers and ranchers in northeast Nebraska. We have been and will always be here to help you grow. Madison County Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Well, folks, stick around after the game. We'll talk to our player of the game. That interview brought to you by Heritage at Fountain Point. We've had some tough choices for player of the game this year, Lou. This one's going to be pretty easy.
Yeah, I don't know that there's going to be a lot of suspense on this one.
Now, granted, we could give it to anybody on that offensive line.
That's a great
probably
point.
Should.
The five of those big uglies up front deserve a lot of credit.
3rd and a whole bunch. It's 3rd and 19 here for the Trojans. Try a little misdirect here. Here's Heinrich to the left. Oh, he broke the tackle. He's got the first down.
Wow.
Ryan Heinrich, the sophomore. Down to the 16-yard line. That's a gain of 22. What an exclamation point on this ball game.
Yeah, got outside and then showed what the word we've been using a lot tonight. Physical football, just physically able to break some tackles, get that first down, and now it's all over. But I think the large lady is going to come out and start singing here pretty soon.
Warming up at the very least. At the herbal tea with the honey. Coach Chad Cotto, 162-85. This is 24th year. Has taken Cedar Catholic to the title game 3 times. They have never won a state championship. Again, that is just one of the most mind-boggling.
Yeah. Last trip they had there was Norfolk Catholic.
Yep.
Lost 23-0. Last year lost 34-10, but this year, different story.
Very different story and a very different Cedar Catholic team. This is the type of game that's going to put the rest of the state of Nebraska on notice. Cedar Catholic is for real. They are going to be as tough and out as any in the postseason. That kneel down will do it. The Trojans get one over on their rival for just the second time in a decade, and for the first time, perhaps ever, unbeaten in the regular season. The top seed played the part tonight. They get the win, 27-7. Your score, Cedar Catholic, 9-0. Postgame show next on News Channel Nebraska.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people. Now we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
It's time to get in the game. When you team up with teammates, you don't need pads or a playbook. 1 hour a week can encourage a student in your community to win in school and in life. Hundreds of young people are waiting for a mentor to show up and build their confidence, character, and hope for the future. Be the teammate every young person deserves. The clock is ticking. Sign up at teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
At Security Bank, we believe that growing a strong community starts here. We're committed to more than just financial services. We're committed to you. Whether you're planting seed for the next big crop or building a family legacy, we're here to help you grow. From operating loans to community events, we're more than a bank. We're your neighbors, your partners, and your biggest supporters. Security Bank, located in Laurel, Allen, Osmond, Hardington, and Coleridge. My kind of bank, proudly serving your community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people. Now we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
27-7, Cedar Catholic victorious here in Norfolk. Alongside Lou Seifker, I'm Eric McKay. Let's take a look at our top plays brought to you by Elkhorn Valley Bank for all your banking needs. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust. There is a difference. Cedar Catholic trying to wrap up a regular season unbeaten for the first time in at least this century, taking on Norfolk Catholic, number 1 versus number 3. Number 1, well, played like number 1 tonight. There you see Brady Hochstein. You're going to see a lot of Brady Hochstein. That's a 20-yard touchdown scamper there. Put Cedar Catholic on top. Extra point was blocked, though, so it was 6-0. But Cedar Catholic's defense got the stop. Offense back out on the field. And they finish it off again. Brighton Whitmire this time in from 5 yards out. 13-0. Cedar Catholic with the lead at the end of the first quarter. But Norfolk Catholic, look, they're number 3 for a reason. Callan Marshall going to the air. Great job by the receiver. James Landman, the sophomore, to come back and get it. That sets up Norfolk Catholic with a goal-to-go situation. The Knights able to finish it off on the ground. Nathan Timmerman, 10th rushing touchdown this season. We got a one-score game, 13-7 in the second quarter. The Knights had opportunities. They tried to possibly take the lead on a drive late second quarter. Fumbled the football, though. Cedar Catholic gets the turnover. Picked up there by Quinn Hochstein. And Cedar Catholic, waning moments. First half, great drive here. Hochstein on the reception. Gets out across midfield, sets up Cedar Catholic. Now, final play of the first half. Clock winding down. Watch this effort by Cooper Hochstein, the sophomore, to come back and get it. Officials rule simultaneous possession. That's a touchdown for Cedar Catholic. 2-point conversion is good, and it's 21-7. Cedar Catholic with the lead at the half, and that would be more than enough for this Cedar Catholic offensive line. 265 yards on the ground as a team. Hochstein lowers the shoulder. He had 193 of those 265 yards on the ground. That his second touchdown. Norfolk Catholic trying to keep their hopes alive, but this fourth down play stopped. Cooper Hochstein in on it defensively as well. And Cedar Catholic, the Trojans, wrap up the regular season 9-0. They'll be the top seed in the playoffs as they get the 27-7 victory over their rival, Norfolk Catholic. So when we come back, we'll talk to our player of the game, Coach Chad Cotto. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
With 2 board-certified physicians, Dr. Charles Harper and Dr. Alan Spanel offers a high level of expertise in internal medicine. If you're over age 18 and ready to find a trusted physician who will be with you throughout your years, Dr. Harper and Dr. Spanel are ready to provide you with the medical care you need. Whether you are healthy or have several medical conditions, as internal medicine physicians, they provide the care you need. Yankton Medical Clinic, Norfolk location offers so much care so close to home.
Huge victory to wrap up the regular season on the road as the Cedar Catholic Trojans take down the Norfolk Catholic Knights 27-6 to remain undefeated, a perfect 9-0 season. Talking with head coach of the Trojans, Chad Cotto. First of all, Coach, what are your thoughts after winning that game?
Yeah, I know we're pretty excited. I thought our kids played pretty well overall. We had a nice plan going into it, and then they executed at a high level. So, all our hats off to our assistant coaches and our kids just for the way they executed what we needed to do, and just really proud of everything they've done. And we talked pregame, we put in a lot of time and effort to be in this position, so let's keep this thing rolling.
Another thing we talked about pregame was going undefeated in the regular season, if that's ever happened before. Now that you've done it, you feel pretty good?
Yeah, it feels good. I don't know that we ever have, so but obviously our goals are set higher than this, and we're learning for this, and we'll go give her heck again next week.
Well, take me through the end of the half. That touchdown pass to Cooper Hochstein, found him in the back of the end zone, waited for the call, got the call. What are your thoughts going to the locker room with the 2-point conversion up 21-6 against this team?
Yeah, I think that was big. Gave us a lot of momentum going into the locker room, and just ups their spirits. And then they carry that into the third quarter. And we talked at halftime. Let's just be more physical and just be better fundamentally, and good things would happen for us.
Well, how did the team also respond with Brighton Whitmire kind of having that nagging injury, the quad injury? How did you feel like they responded with that?
Well, I think that just shows what our depth is. You know, we play a lot of guys in a lot of spots, and you know, other guys just stepped up and played hard and played well, and you know, that's the benefit of having the depth that we have, and you know, we trust the guys behind all of our guys that they'll go in and make plays. So, you know, just happy for everybody.
All right, so now number 1 overall seed. Going to wait to see who you play after this weekend, and then the games kind of finish out the rest of the night tonight. What are some things to work on this week as you head into your first playoff game next week?
Well, I just keep getting better fundamentally. You know, we stress that every week. You know, obviously we'll find mistakes. You know, and they'll give us things to work on, and these kids never seem happy or satisfied with what they've done. So I know we'll keep getting better.
Last thing for you, Coach Cotto, Brady Hochstein.
Yeah, he was awesome tonight. You know, he's kind of carried us since Brighton went out early in the year with the injury and missed some weeks. And, you know, he's been great on both sides of the ball. And, you know, we're very proud of him. And he's put in a ton of effort. And, you know, he'll probably give all the credit to his twin brothers. You know, but, you know, the whole family, the whole team has been great. And you know, Brady's been our leader out there, and he's been awesome for us.
9-0, head coach Chad Cotto of Cedar Catholic. Coach, congratulations.
All right, thank you.
All right, let's bring in Brady. 193 yards on the ground, pair of touchdowns. Buddy, how are you feeling, man?
Oh, it's a feeling like no other, man. To think we're going undefeated into playoffs, it doesn't happen very much. So being able to experience it, you know, with a great group of individuals that show up want to work hard every single day, it's a feling like no other.
Were you cold out there? You didn't look cold.
No, not at all. It's a physical game, and yeah, constantly moving it. You don't really think about it. So
tell me your thoughts on that first touchdown of the game. You have a hole that kind of gets paved in there. You run to the middle, find that hole, bounce to the outside, and score that touchdown. What are your thoughts after opening the game with the score?
I mean, I think we're known for bringing the intensity and setting the tone, and you know, we practice every single day, you know, reading holes and cutbacks and stuff. So it was nothing new. So just found the opportunity and took it.
And you're sharing the carries there with Brighton. He starts to cramp up a little bit, has that quad injury. I talked to him on the sideline. He says, "Hey, two's got it. He's going to carry the game. 22 is going to get this thing going." What's it like having some support from a teammate like Brighton Whitmire too?
It's absolutely incredible. You know, it just shows the teamwork that every single player has. You know, nobody can do it by themselves, and having a supportive group of individuals, I believe it's what, you know, wins us every single game, because nobody can do it by themselves on this team. It's a team effort. So that's what I think separates us from other teams.
Brady, could you say the same thing about your brothers too?
Absolutely, man. They're quite the athletes, and it's a blessing to have them on this team, and it's a feeling that not many people can experience. So yeah, it's one like no other.
Last thing for you, Brady. Again, great game, 193 yards, 2 touchdowns. So as you head into the weekend, what are you planning on doing to get better in practice, and then how far can this Cedar Catholic team go?
Well, for me personally, I mean, ball security. You know, fumbles are pretty rare for me. I mean, I try to be humble about it, but I don't usually fumble, so that's something we'll worry about. And I would say just keep doing what we're doing. Don't really change much, because I mean, quite frankly, what we're doing, it's working, and just staying consistent is, I think, going to be the key to getting us to the end spot where we want to be.
Fantastic. Take it one game at a time. We'll see if Cedar Catholic can get their first ever state title at the end of the season. With plays like this, it's going to be good. Brady Hochstein, nearly 200 bills on the ground, 2 touchdowns. Congratulations, Brady, on a great game.
Thank you.
All right, stay tuned, because we'll have our top plays coming up next. Eric McKay, Lou Siefker, they'll joining you back with our top plays in just a moment on NCN.
In fact, we're going to do that. We already did that, Kayla. Nobody told them. We already did the top plays. That post-game interview brought to you by the fine folks at Heritage of Fountain Point, redefining senior living with a steadfast commitment to comfort, compassion, and dignity. Heritage at Fountain Point in Norfolk, living better. All right, that's what we got coming up. We got Wayne State tomorrow. Quickly, Lou, are you betting against Cedar Catholic in the postseason?
And no, and the reason I'm not is exactly what Coach Chad Cotto said. He said these guys aren't satisfied.
Yeah.
They're not, you know, they're happy they beat Norfolk Catholic. They're celebrating, but these guys want more. And when you've got seniors like that young man that we just saw, Brady Hochstein, that are hungry to keep going, they're going to keep working. And I think this team across the board is maybe the best team. I agree with you. I think C2 is wide open, but if Cedar Catholic plays their best game each time I think they're going to win the state championship.
It's the old adage, right? How good is your good?
Right.
I don't know that anybody's good is any better than Cedar Catholics. They're going to be a tough out. Hey, stay tuned, newschannelnebraska.com this weekend. Once we figure out what our plan is for those playoff games next Friday, we will pass that info along to you and then be right back here tomorrow afternoon for Wayne State trying to upset the number 9 team in the country. Until then, for my broadcast partner Lou Siefker, Caitlin Devitt on the sideline, Connor Luby in the truck, and the entire NCN Sports crew, my name's Eric McKay. Thanks for joining us. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
We now join regular programming on News Channel Nebraska.